very good morning and welcome to our Sunday broadcast. Share the program and let us educate ourselves again this morning. While we're trying to get the last platform ready, you will never be ready when you're ready. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ dẹ̀ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa tí à ń pè ní Koikimedia. This is where we discuss everything that needs to be known on the Yoruba nation. So please share the program and invite others to participate if they can as well. Today is the 4th day of the month of August. So as we prepare the program, I'd like to first appreciate everyone that has been a full member of Yoruba nation. A lot of us have been witnessing a lot happening in Nigeria. It's not new, but we'll touch on so many other few things. But let's listen to this. I'll come back in a minute. And that is just the information regarding CSI visit on in October. There's going to be a lot of activities for the duration, and I'll be telling us a little bit more about that. So there will be a dinner. The dinner is £100 per ticket. Per ticket means that just for one person. It's a very, very limited space for that dinner. It's only for 150 guests. So if you want to be part of that guest, you need to reach out as quickly as possible to all this number so that you can be able to buy your ticket. That ticket permits you and just you alone into the venue. You can reach out to me, and you can also reach out to some of the numbers that I'm going to give us in just about a few minutes. Also, there will be a big rally. That rally will be on a Saturday, the 12th of October, 2024, and it has been tagged as a 1 million rally that will be held in London. The procession of the rally will kickstart from the BBC headquarters at Oxford Street, which is not too far away. And then from there, we move straight into Trafalgar Square, and then from there to the Prime Minister and then Parliament, and we move back to the Nigerian High Commission in London as well. So the number for the ticket, if you're purchasing a ticket for the dinner, you can reach out to me on +447594050979. You can reach out to these other numbers. Well, that is +447570320030. That is Kendi Abebi, known as Kentos. You can also reach out to Toyin Olaoye +447896018764. That is for Toyin Olaoye. You can also reach out to Alaja Queen Ara +447946313160. You can also reach out to Abike Akinpelu +447939726080. This has been put together by the Ifelodun Apapo Omo Yoruba under the president Omoba Adedayo Falade, and likewise the vice president of Ifelodun Apapo, Kende Abebi Igedubi. Dinner with Igboho, like I said, is Igboho's birthday. We know that in October. So this year will be different. It will be celebrating that birthday with us in London at the London Kensington Park Hotel, London Kensington in Holland Park. All the details, if you purchase a ticket, will be forwarded to you. There's a parking in the hotel and there's a parking outside as well. So plan the date. It's a big event for the 10th, which is a Thursday. The Friday will be probably a very less activity. Then the Saturday, we move out straight to the biggest event that will showcase the Yoruba nation struggle in London again. So make sure you book, the date. The 12th is a Saturday, the 10th of October, 2024. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí fáǹfààní ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, dinner with Igboho plus the 1 million rally that has now been officially confirmed by the Yoruba World Media. That is the the media that has the exclusive right to that event, plus other independent media as well. So níjọ́ yẹn fẹ́yìn tẹ́ fẹ́ ra ticket, tí ẹ bá ti get ticket yín, èèyàn kan ló máa wà permitted láti lè wọlé fúnjọ́ yẹn, ìyẹn fún dinner. But fún rally, ẹ pè as many people wá láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ticket is £100. It's only 150 people that will be allowed in. That is not a big number, but that is how far we can get for that particular event. So make sure you reach out to me and the other numbers that I've called out. I will call the number again. Kendi Abebi, known as Kentos. She plays in Manchester. She's also the vice president of Ifelodun Akpakpo, on the +447570320030, or Toyin Olaoye +447896018764, Alaja Quinara +447946313160, then Abeke Akinpelu +447939726080. There's also a sleeve in case the buffet is £25, almost similar to what you're looking at, because the weather as at the time might probably be a little bit, not too cold, but let us just understand that the weather could be, as they would say, the English weather. So gbogbo yẹn ló máa wáyé ní ìjọ October láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. So kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ ní gbogbo Europe kẹ́ lọ máa gbáradì. There will be no excuse, especially now that the information will be given out frequently on all the platforms, including mine, so that we can all benefit, for that as well. Let's listen one more to the intro, then we go slightly, because there's a bit of delay on the broadcast right now because the Facebook is not live yet. But let's just play this to start with again.
kẹwàá oṣù kẹwàá sẹ́fẹ̀ gbọ́ lọ́jọ́ tó ń sọjọ́ ìbí ọmọ aládìgún lóye Sunday Adéyẹmọ májàsọ́lá àdìsá aka Ìgbòho nípa bí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ìfẹ́lọ́dún àpapọ̀ Yorùbá àti gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ lábẹ́ ààrẹ wa ọmọọba Adédayọ̀ Fáládé àti igbákejì ààrẹ Mọ́kàndé Àbẹ̀bí tí ń ṣe ìrọ́kẹ̀kẹ̀ ìgbáradì níbàámu pẹ̀lú ìfẹ́ àti ẹ̀mí ìforihàn àgbékalẹ̀ àyẹ́sí ọjọ́ ìbí Ìgbòho fún tọdún yìí pẹ̀lú àkọlé dinner with Ìgbòho. Bákan náà làwọn ọmọ gba ọ̀pọ̀ ògbóni àgbáyé lálejò Tajudeen Ọlárẹ̀wájú Àjàlá láti wá ṣe àyẹ́sí fún olóyè Ìgbòho lọ́jọ́ náà tí ó wáyé nínú gbọ̀ngàn ńlá ní London Kensington 179-199 Holland Park Avenue London W114UL United Kingdom bẹ̀rẹ̀ látago 7 ìrọ̀lẹ́ ẹlẹ́lẹ́dàgọ́ 12 òru. Bákan náà láti kí wa kú ìmúrasílẹ̀ ìwọ́de làmìlaka tẹgbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ ènìyàn tí ó wáyé nílùú ọba 1 million rally in London lọ́jọ́ 12 oṣù kẹwàá ó jẹ́ ọjọ́ kẹtàdínà pẹ̀lú Ìgbòho lẹ́yìn tọ́láyọmí Koikimedia àti kan lára rẹ̀ ó máa ṣàkóso rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ọ̀kanòjọ̀kan àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ìrọ̀rùn nípa bá a ṣe máa fi ọkọ̀ àjàgbé ńlá ní London Rail Bus gbé àwọn àgbààgbà àti àwọn abarapá gbogbo láti BBC in Oxford títí tí ìwọ́de ó fi parí sí Paris Trafalgar Square tó bá wá di ọjọ́ kẹtàlá ọjọ́ kẹrin dinner with Ìgbòho láwọn máa ṣàbẹ̀wò lọ sí ìlú Manchester gan fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé síwájú sí i tàbí láti dá sí ètò ìfọlọ́ndrìlì ẹ lè pè tàbí kẹ́ WhatsApp Ọláyọmí Kóìkì lórí +447-594-050-979 yàtúbí lórí +447-570-320-030 Tóyìn Ọláoyè lórí +447-896-018-764 lápapọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá àgbáyé pátápátá ní àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ìfẹ́lọ́dún àpapọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe kí ọmọ aládìgún wípé ẹ kú ọdún ẹ kú ìyèdún àti ìsàmọ́dún àsàmọ́dún sẹ́ẹ̀mí ìtayàtọ̀mọ Yorùbá Wọ́n Mídíà ló kéde lórúkọ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá.
Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí for that ticket, if you reach out to us, we would reach out back to you as quickly as possible. It's a very, very limited number. When that 150 is done, there will not be any more room for extra. That is the booking. The booking has been done. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn committee tí wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun débì kan. We're grateful to them. The event is going to be beautiful, especially as a lot of things is happening very fast in what is known as, the fraudulent Nigeria that I've told you. So there's nothing new that I want to tell you. You're all aware that Nigeria is just a fraud. So it doesn't matter whether you come to listen or not. I don't give a toss, because at the end of the day, I want every one of you. You all abuse, you all cost, but that is not where we're going. So for Intebawa interested in the dinner, please reach out to me and we will make it happen. It's 9:22. Like I said, there's a big, slightly because we're not live yet on the Facebook. So we're slowing things down because I don't want to start the program. So what we're going to do, we're just going to play some few more intros, and then from there we will kickstart. Remember, it's a mobile studio. There will be noise at the background. If you're not satisfied with that, you can get to somewhere else and listen to some other broadcasts. This is a live transmission. And let me just, before we go into it, I gave my political 24 hours to come out with the evidence on Oloye Igboho. And I can tell you that it has been more than 24 hours from the last broadcast I did to showcase all the evidence it has against my boss and the hero of the Yoruba people. And as of today, the Sunday the 4th, Mayegun Political, the bomb bastard Omodogbolu, that thinks that it can use his platform to bring down Oloye, including many Yoruba people that believe in him, has not released any proof. So just to be on record, that as of today, that bomb bastard called Mayegun General, Badiru Olushola from Odogbolu, has not released any evidence to say that Oloye Igboho collected whatever amount from the another bomb bastard Tinubu himself that I'm going to be talking about this morning. Because if any one of you think that Tinubu will rescue you, you will all die in Nigeria, because Tinubu cannot even rescue himself as we speak right now. He's in real mess and he needs a lot of help. But we're not going to be the one to help him. He needs to help himself out of the contraction known as Nigeria. So Tinubu, from what Mayegun said, that he has evidence that Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho has been paid. And that is the reason why he left Yoruba Nation. And that is the reason why he hasn't endorsed the rally or the protest or whatever mess is going on in Nigeria right now. But just for the record purpose, again, the bomb bastard has not released any evidence. So that shows that it's just another Omwale Kontani láàrin wa. And I will just leave it like that for now. But if he comes out with evidence, I will come out again and tell you, but it is more than enough time for him to have released information to the public that he has receipt of how Igboho was paid. He had the voice note, he had the video evidence. So he hasn't done all that. So that is how far that is. Fún àǹfààní tẹ́ gbọ́ èdè tí mò ń sọ látẹ̀ǹkan, mo kàn jẹ́ kó yé wa pé olórí burúkú tó ń pè ní Olúṣọlá Bádérú tó pè rẹ̀ lọ́mọ Òdògbolú tó ń jẹ́ Mayegun Diary Political lórí social media tó fi ẹ̀sùn kan olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà pé ó ti gba owó lọ́wọ́ ọ̀nàdá olórí burúkú ọmọ àlè tó ń pè ní Tinubu tí kò ní rescue yẹn anyway. So mo kàn fẹ́ jẹ́ kó wà in record pé Mayegun release any information kankan bí ẹ̀rí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ẹ̀rí jẹ́ mi, òun ni gbogbo nǹkan tíyàn bá ń ṣe. Tó bá jáde tó sọ pé oní kankan, o gbọ́dọ̀ fi ẹ̀rí láti fi tẹ̀ lẹ́ ìsàlẹ̀. A ti wá rí pé kò ní ẹ̀rí kankan ju pé abanilórúkọ jẹ́ ọmọ àlè ni. Ẹni tó máa borúkọ ẹ̀ jẹ́ ló ń wá bí àtòrí àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò tó wà lórí platform ẹ̀, àbí bóyá ìtorí bí òun náà ti gbà kankan lọ́wọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú tó ń dọ́gbọ́n ìyẹn kù sóhun àti ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ẹ́. Àmọ́ ẹni bá parọ́ mọ́ olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho, ṣiṣẹ́ ló máa bá ẹni náà láyé tó máa fi fayé sílẹ̀ lọ. Torí pé o ò lè wo ohun tí bàbá yìí ṣe níbi tó gbéṣẹ́ dé kó wá fi olórí burúkú tiẹ̀ kó fi bà tiẹ̀ jẹ́. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa bà orúkọ olóyè jẹ́. Ẹ lè gbìyànjú ni. Tèmi bá sì ń wà láyé tí mo dẹ̀ dúró ti ìran ọmọ Yorùbá lórí ìrìn àjò yìí, mo kápá gbogbo yín, ẹ kéré sí nọ́mbà yẹn. Ní ti ẹnu kọ́, ẹ kéré sí nọ́mbà yẹn gan. So gbogbo ẹ tó bá tún kù náà lọ́jọ́ iwájú tá máa fi délẹ̀ lérí, gbogbo yín ni mò ń dúró dè. Ẹ̀rí tẹ́ bá ní ẹ bá mú jáde. Bọ̀ tó bá jáde tó kọ̀ fẹnu kan olóyè Ìgbòho, máa rántí pé yàtọ̀ sí pé mo jẹ́ agbẹnusọ ẹ̀, ọmọ Yorùbá tó mọ̀rọ̀ sọ dáadáa ni mí. Mo gbọ́ Òyìnbó, mo dẹ̀ gbọ́ Yorùbá. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá dẹ̀ lọ bí mi sí, màá fún yín lésì. So Mayegun olórí burúkú ààrẹ, o rí ẹ̀rí mú jáde. Mo tún sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, àwọn bàbá tó bí ẹ fún mi ní video evidence àbí picture evidence bàbá ẹ. Èmi ti gbé picture evidence bàbá tèmi jáde lórí social media. Ó ti show pé ọmọ ìrankíran nìyẹn. Bí bàbá ò ya picture torí pé inú abúlé ni bàbá ẹ̀ ń gbé. So jẹ́wọ́ ara ẹ pé ẹ̀rí tó náà rí yẹn ò mú jáde. Kókó wọn record torí wọn náà máa ń sọ pé gbogbo tó ń ṣe dáárì ẹ ó wà on record. Èmi náà fẹ́ kí lè wà on record. Òun ni mo ṣe tún sọ. Kò ní jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀, ẹ jíṣẹ́ fún pé mo sọ pé kò fún mi ní ẹ̀rí látijọ́ Wednesday. No, látijọ́ Tuesday. And today is more than enough. So I've given you enough room. But mo ti rí pọ́ Mali olórí burúkú nìyẹn. So ọ̀rọ̀ tiẹ̀ àti pásẹ̀gbẹ́tì àbáṣẹ lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe. And I've told my mom to withdraw from your platform. And likewise, I will withdraw from your platform for now. Until tó bá jáde, mo mọ̀ pé ò ní jáde láti bẹ̀ olóyè, but gbogbo ẹni tó bá ṣe olóyè tí ó jẹ́ pé lórí ìrìn àjò yìí ẹ̀ kú sí gbogbo tí ojú ẹ bá rí náà lórí. mo ní sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ torí pé ikú tó pa màmá olóyè kò ń ṣe irú ikú tó pa màmá tiẹ̀ ló pa màmá olóyè. Mo mọ̀ pé màmá tiẹ̀ náà ti jáde láyé, àmọ́ ikú tó pa màmá olóyè ikú ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ni. Tó bá wá sọ pé ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn tó wá fẹ̀sùn kan irú ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo torí ẹ bá ti gbà òun ni kò máa mú lọ, àfi tí o bá jáde tó ṣe àforíjì fún olóyè Ìgbòho. Olóyè dẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ kan ilẹ̀ kan ò ní mọ́ ní gbogbo àgbáyé, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kí ni.
Ọlọ́run mọ̀ síbẹ̀ fún yẹn o. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé, bàbá mi ò tí ì fi ọ̀nà mẹ́sàn-án fún mi mẹ́, ó kọ̀ lójú sí bàbá mi lọ. Ìgbò àti bọ́lá bọ́lá sí bàbá mi. Tótó mọ̀ ní mọ́kọ́ mọ́ dàkọ̀ mọ́ mi kan, àyídàkẹ́ sọ dáadáa tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sá sọ kan, omi lọ́lọ́run fún.
Ikú kan dẹ̀ sí lẹ́nu lójú olóyè. Gbogbo àwọn wòlíì àti àwọn àlùfáà tán náwọn ríran sólóyè, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ẹ má sẹ́ndì fídíò kankan sí mi, kò necessary. Ẹ má fi ohun kankan ránṣẹ́ pé kólóyè sá kúrò Nàìjíríà. Olóyè ọba Elédùmarè ló ń fi ìṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́, kò dẹ̀ ní kúrò lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. In tó bá wá rí tólúkálukú rí àníwọ̀ rí nǹkankan, but olóyè fúnra rẹ̀ ẹni tọ́lọ́run fi nǹkan wọn ní. So kíyàn kan má fi fídíò àfáà Násírù, bàbá Adébáyọ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ náà láti rí. Àdúrà ní kẹ́yìn máa ṣe fún olóyè. Ẹ má bi mí níbo lolóyè wà, ẹ má send message sí mi níbo lolóyè wà, níbo ló ń sùn. Gbogbo yẹn kò necessary. Gbogbo tí ẹ bá gbọ́ nípa olóyè, torí pé Ọlọ́run ló dá bẹ́ẹ̀, Ọlọ́run tó dẹ̀ dá kò tí kúrò lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. Kódà gbogbo tó bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sáìdá láyé, èyí tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sólóyè ní July 1st 2021 kò tún sí tó tún fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ tọ́lọ́run ò tí kúrò lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. So bó bá wọn ẹnìkankan tó sọ pé nǹkan báyìí làwọn rí, nǹkan báyìí kọ́ làwọn rí, olóyè ẹni tọ́lọ́run ti dá fún ìran generation yìí ni. Ó dẹ̀ máa wà lẹ́yìn wa, àwa náà máa dúró títí tí gbogbo àjọ máa délẹ̀ lérí. Ìgbà tá máa débẹ̀ ó ń lọ lọ́wọ́rọ́wọ́. Bó bá wùn yín kẹ́ má jáde láti lọ fẹ̀dùn ọkàn yín wọ̀n nínú protest tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ẹ rí bó ṣe ń lọ ní north, wọ́n ń fi ẹ̀dùn ọkàn wọn wọ̀n ni. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹni kan má bà nǹkan jẹ́ tí Tinubu ṣe jàgbàjàgbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ti 23 minutes, gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni máa sọ láàárọ̀ ẹ̀. Let me say this. Don't expect me to come down for your protest. Tó bá dìgbà rally tiwa máa jáde, but for the fact pé yín Nigerians tẹ́ jẹ́ Nigeria, because Nigeria is still a country, ẹ ní gbogbo right láti jáde. The right to come out is not just for you, it is for everybody. So kò ń ṣe pé ẹ̀yà kan gbọ́dọ̀ jáde, ẹ̀yà kan máa gbé gbóná, ẹ̀yà kan máa wá máa ṣe tútù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe tútù, ìyà máa jẹ yín tá máa fi délẹ̀ lérí ni. So kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni kankan tó máa push you Yorùbá nation ní àsìkò tá fi jáde. So that for you, in tó wà níta lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn, òun ni wọ́n ní end bad governance, end bad olórí burúkú APC governance tí Tinubu jẹ́ ìkànnì wọn. Tinubu is not going to rescue you. So if you're waiting for the rescue of Tinubu, you will all sink in the river, because Tinubu fúnra rẹ̀ báyìí is crying, because the information that is reaching us on the desk is more than enough to prove that Tinubu has nothing to offer the Yorubas. So let's just remind you.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
All right. Thank you so much, Tinubu. There will never be another way, because we know you. I've said it, you are the weaker element, and nothing changed in that expo that has been released last night. The video was done yesterday. You even could not read properly from the script that has been given to you. Only God knows. I love to also appreciate myself.
Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep. closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, Koikimedia, Koikimedia. We bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Àwọn tó lára àgbà yìí dá, àwọn tó máa ṣàtìdé. Gbígbédé lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwọn gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia, Koikimedia, Koikimedia. We bringing the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her. But we dey move closer before dem go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body. But we dey move closer before dem go sabi. Ọ̀gbìn lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, ìléhùn ló ló lajú. Ẹyẹ tó dorí kodò bí àdó, wọ́n gbẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àga. Òdúdú àkùbá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé ilẹ̀ ìlérí. Àwa lè gba oko ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ògbó tí wọ́n máa ní. Kásá, ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wa kájé gbogbo ayé jẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ògbó tí wọ́n máa ní. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ògbó tí wọ́n máa ní. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbójú ògbó tí wọ́n máa ní. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa gé tantan. Koikimedia, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbàdì wọn mi. Má bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata. À ń gbádùn rẹ̀, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin lọmọ onígbò máa dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọmọ onígbò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀. Igbó máa wọ̀ kájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ̀ àgbẹ̀dẹ̀ ní ẹ̀bọ̀ra. Ẹ̀yin lọmọ náwó òyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, ó dáná tó pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia, sáwa ní bàbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńtọ́, àtúnpèrè gidi. Koikimedia, àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́ o. Koikimedia, àwọn ní bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia, àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn. Ikú tó ṣe mí lébi òsì, àdéhùn bàbá yọ. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òun tó ń kan gbogbo lára ni. Àgbèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Gbogbo ayé ẹ̀gbọ́n, àwa ní bàbá o. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. Odùduwà la gbé dání, òtítọ́ la gbé dání. Àbí sọ̀dọ̀lẹ̀, àbí sódì kìíta. Àdúró tán, àtúnpèrè gèdè. Koikimedia, we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia is around to give us latest. Is around to give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, Ẹ̀tẹ́tí ẹ̀gbọ́n ètò tó gbọ́dọ̀ gbogbo. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ̀tẹ́tí ẹ̀gbọ́n ètò tó gbọ́dọ̀ gbogbo. Koikimedia is around. Koikimedia.
Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí bí ẹ ti ṣe ń wọlé. Settle down. It's just going to be the normal broadcast. I will appreciate everyone. I am not the best, but I can tell you I will be the last man standing. As many will fall apart before we arrive at the final destination, I would always go and recharge my battery cell. Because I know that many people think that the movement will fail. And many people think the movement will drop drastically. But what is playing right now in Nigeria is what I am very, very pleased with. But many of you still put your stupidity sentiment in a country that is controlled from outside. Your CBN is not controlled from Nigeria. Even many countries that doesn't accept IMF, but Tinubu that wants to rescue you all is one of the puppets of the West. He's just holding the position just like others have done. So not much different. So if you're one of those thinking that you're expecting something great from the administration of a 9 years fraudulent APC government, Nigeria is well controlled from outside. And many of you will die if you remain that you want to feel like you are a Nigerian, because something seems special about Nigeria to you all. Maybe some of us some 5-10 years ago, but not anymore. There's nothing special about Nigeria. It's just a name that was put together, Nigeria. That name is still less than 200 years old as of today. It can be wind down, but subject to when the Yorubas understand how it should be. But many Yorubas are fighting because they want to save Nigeria. I am not one of those anymore. I will use my platform. I will use my energy. I will use my time. And I will use all the little resources that I have subject to my platform. No matter how much it could go, no matter how many people listen or not, what will allow you to listen is gradually coming into the street of Lagos. Lagos is still quiet, right? It will get hot. I can tell you that. And all those telling us that Lagos should not be destroyed. Well, I am not going to say Lagos should be destroyed or not, but you will never enjoy the benefit of Lagos State until your death comes to you. And most of you will die anyway. You will not feel how much Lagos is making. You can only hear that number from the screen, from the governors, Ambode, Fashola, Sanwo-Olu, and the criminal that is currently your president right now, which is Tinubu, that Dangote gave $100 million. Many of you wants to die because of Lagos. You better wake up from your slumber.
Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bàtí bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọra ìṣọ̀kan tó mìíràn ìkẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú. Ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, ọ̀sìn ipò
Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Mo rí pé àwọn state kankan wọ́n ń threaten yín. Ondo State, Ekiti State. That shows that the diaspora that are sending money to that state should be very careful. If no Yoruba is coming out for this ongoing protest, I would probably suggest you withdraw your support and send it to another state that they are already out on the street. You're expecting all these, your governors, to tell you that protest is not what doing. I understand. Your governors want the state to be very quiet. They want the state to be very, very quiet. And that is the reason why they are doing everything within their power to subdue you and tell you it is not worth going out on the street and demand your right to protest. There's nothing wrong to protest, but if you have been told that going out to protest is haram or is against whatever God you believe, it just shows that nothing is wrong in your state. Wrong in your state, and we should just assume that everything is perfectly working. And if you are from that state because of intimidation, because of the little thuggery within the Southwest that we know, because that is what they're good at. Most of them today must understand that if truly you want to be free, even within the Nigeria of today, you got to be out on the street. You got to join them. Right now. Because if you are not going to be on the street, you will suffer the consequence of it today, subject to when the country would eventually dissolve. Because the country is not going to hold. The center is already dead. For those that have come out so far, I open my heart and I salute you all for the bravery and so much effort that you've put into it. I know that Efe is a good Nigeria, but the good Nigeria is already gone. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ a good Nigeria mọ́. The good Nigeria died in 2014, which is about 14 years ago today. But the fact that America, that think that they are police officer to monitor what is happening globally, and then decide who becomes your shithole president. And the rest of other European countries that are in support of the cahoots going on in that contraction known as Nigeria. Many of you don't know what is going on in Nigeria. All you know that you wake up in the morning, you get married, you were born and given a birth certificate, you get married at Ikoyi, Ibadan, in Kano, Anambra. So Nigerians need, and that I got to tell you is an invalid statement. The world does not recognize us as Nigerians. They only recognize us as a statistics, as a number. So fighting to save these countries, thank you, Nigeria, it is too late now. It has been late when they were taking us off the slave trade. But because a lot of those that should have fought and stopped it were also in support pẹ̀lú àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ in the past. So whatever is playing out today should not be surprise to many Nigerians. Number one, let's start from the northern part of the country. The northern part that the West think that they will be able to control to some point is also going into a massive turbulence. And my feelings and heart goes to many of the people that have died in the north as against none yet in the southwest. Those are the people that want a true freedom, not those of us in the southwest yet. We are not interested in freedom because we want to save a country that died some 14 years ago. The reason why there is so much turbulence in the north is because they truly want to be free, either through whatever means. And in hot. But the southwest is so much divided as we speak today. And the reason why it's divided is because monetary aspect of it that many of you will never see is playing out. Regardless of whatever money that is being distributed within this current protest that is going on, that I endorse myself. But the Southwest won't go the way that many of you are thinking. I know a lot of you are thinking that it will go in that direction, especially maybe those of us that believe in Yoruba nation. It's not going to go in that direction. I'm going to tell you now. And I know why it's not going to go in that direction is because it is so much divided people that some think at the back of their mind that the person that will rescue us all is Tinubu. I looked at the body language of Tinubu in that broadcast that was recorded. It's not a live broadcast, in case you are not aware. This was a recorded broadcast, probably even some few days. You all right? You don't go balloon definition.
I did it. I found on the floor.
Many Yorubas that have this hope that Tinubu is coming to rescue us. Let's give you a bit of what I saw this morning in that recorded video as it was being rolled out. At some point, he was going to rest on the podium, and it was probably cautioned, and he came back out again. At some point, he had his hands in his pocket. He was probably giving a signal, he took it out again. It's somebody that is already going through a distress, and I don't care because we warned him already. Tinubu right now is going through a rough time in Aso Rock. Power will change as they're pushing right now. And there will be much blood that will spill across the whole 36 states. There is a push for him to resign. He's not going to resign. He will fight all the way through. And that means we are going to experience another Yugoslavia in Nigeria as things are going right now. In Tiarini, Yugoslavia, will be a child play to what is about to play out in Nigeria for the next couple of weeks, months, and probably years. It will take years before anybody can understand what is playing out right now. It might take years. Tinubu knows the end game has finally arrived. But the West are telling him to play along or otherwise. The Nigeria you know today is different from the one that we know even some few years back. The West doesn't want Nigeria to break right now. Not that it will not be in their interest, but there is so much happening in the world today that America is saying that there might be another attack between Iran and Israel. The heat going on in the world, they want to slow down the one in Africa. What if slow it down? Because they cannot cope with the multiple phase of what is about to play out. But what is going to play out in Nigeria is that the people have made up their mind, from those that once won Nigeria, and they're ready to burn down the whole country. That is what they're saying, indirectly. Maybe some of you don't know, not from me. I'm talking about those that want one Nigeria. They are ready to burn it down. How quick and how soon they want to burn Nigeria down is what nobody knows. But indicator from the north is telling us that they are ready to take down Nigeria. And the problem is, are we all going to allow ourselves to be taken down, even though we don't want to go in that same direction with them? The north are shouting that the military should come back. When it comes, military padà wá. Torí pé tí military bá padà wá, ó favor wọn. The northern part of the country controls the military. Till date, Tinubu is just a weak element that thinks it controls the military. The Nigerian military is not in the hands of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As at right now, as at a year ago, Buhari did not hand over the military to Tinubu. But the stupid, idiotic Yoruba people that are looking at the chief of staff, another figurehead that doesn't have the say, he has to consult the Sultan of Sokoto. I've told you that Sultan of Sokoto is speaking on behalf of Nigeria to the outside world. And what is playing out is that everything wants to go down, and they want to penalize every one of us towards it, which should not be. So what Tinubu should be asking the regions that were forced together is whether we still want to go ahead to be inside Nigeria, rather than sink with the Titanic that is currently dripping underneath. The buffoons, àwọn tó rò pé àwọn smart, àwọn tó rò pé àwọn gbọ́n, just like àwọn olówó nígbà tó ní Titanic máa wọlẹ̀. Kódà, as even the ship was sinking, they were saying that this ship cannot sink. Ọkọ̀ yóò lè sink. Because the assurance of those that produce the ship is that this ship would take them to the final destination. Nigeria is not going to take anybody to the final destination as of today. It is going down, and we will all go down with it if we do not pull out now. Whether you believe in the right to self-determination or not, which is the best option. But for those of you that think that you would rescue the ship that is sinking, the same thing was what played out during the era, because era kan la wà yìí, kọ́lọ́n fún gbogbo alẹ́mí gúngùn ká lè fi bá era yẹn débì kan, because we would all come down at each bus stop. But what we are playing with now is that we are fighting multiple evil forces that are operating what is known as Nigeria on our behalf. Look, people like us, they know that we are not going to give up. But people like you, they know that you will give up. And that is why a governor that doesn't have a life of another 60 years is telling Yoruba people, don't go out and protest. Even after the death of Akeredolu, money is still being spent that many of you have never enjoyed. I watched the book launching. Those money are still part of our money. Owó tiwa ló ṣe ná fún òkú tó ti kú. Ṣé kò jẹ́ ká máa wá ṣépè fókun yẹn pé kí láǹfààní ẹ̀ torí pé ńgbà tó wà láyé kò ṣàǹfààní kankan fún yín? But I'm not going to go there. But I want us to remember that the fight today is not a fight that will come easy. It is going to be a very tough one. There is no amount of analysis that we play out on this broadcast that will rescue Yoruba people to be out of Nigeria. We must be ready to fight, and we must be ready now. But the fact that there is an ongoing thing going on, you cannot pull Igboho into it, because Igboho warned every single one of us a few years back that we should all pull in together. But you told him, to fuck off. That's exactly the word that most of you use. So today, Igboho is not using the word for you to fuck off, but he has just told you that under the constitution that Tinubu is using, that he knows that that constitution is taking him nowhere. He's now advising Yoruba people, Nigerians, that he would then allow Nigeria to be safe, even though the Titanic is dead. Let me give us a brief that the Titanic, like I said, Nigeria will be converted into a movie in the near future. And everybody will have a role in your own capacity to play it out. Moki Bubua, and happy Sunday. In the 4th of August, 2024. And I believe, if I'm right, this is a month of what? Something drastic happened 2 years before Nigeria was created. And something will also happen for the dissolution of Nigeria. Wọ́n ní bí kankan bá ṣẹlẹ̀, ìkan mi ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀. Ìkankan gbọ́dọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ a lè fi rí ìtàn pa. The one tá à ń sọ lẹ́nu nísìn, eléyìí tá à ń sọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ lórí Titanic. In tó ṣẹlẹ̀ tí ẹ̀rí wà fún ni. So what is playing out in Nigeria today? Ẹ̀rí kan náà ni tí a máa lò lọ́jọ́ iwájú àti àwọn ìran kan. Because people were living in Yoruba land in 1912, even though it was a lot of oppression from the colony that is called the British Empire. One of the evil empire that created what we are now witnessing almost every part of the world today, including the one in Nigeria. In town witness Lenny is the creation of the British Empire. They were very powerful. They were strong. They took advantage of many things that today it is now biting them back. There will be likely, let me use that word for now, a civil war in UK. How soon, I don't know. we are preparing for a new phase of the century. As there will be a civil war in Nigeria, there will be a civil war here as well. I will tell you why. But let's go back to sinking of the RMS Titanic. What went wrong while they were building the Titanic? Or was it a cause? Like Nigeria is a cause today. Cause in Nigeria. I see a lot of prayers. I see a lot of prayers that goes into the country, but that can't save Nigeria today. It is too late. So Nigeria is a cause, and it will remain so until everybody goes their separate ways. On the 14th of April 1912, there was nothing called Nigeria, but there was something known as the Titanic. Maybe that era, the message that we are telling you today would not have even arrived in that part of the world, either through communication. But the good thing about communication today is that we can sit here and I'm communicating to the millions of people around the world without leaving my seat, whether they listen to it, whether they understand it. But that has been the power of communication. And they said knowledge is power. But the stupid part of us is that our knowledge has been put on Tinubu to come and rescue us. Even though we know that Tinubu cannot rescue us. Kí ló dé tá wá gbé ẹ̀mí wa lé Tinubu pé kó wá rescue wa? Tinubu fúnra rẹ̀ ò tí lè rescue rẹ̀. Ẹ wá ní kó wá rescue Nigeria. Ọ̀nà wo ló fẹ́ gbà? Níbo ló máa gbà? Níbo ló máa tọ̀? Báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ rìn? Irú ètùtù wo ló máa ṣe fún Tinubu? Because Tinubu knows that kò rí ọmọ ẹ̀ rescue tó ń bẹ nínú àhámọ́ ní UK. Maybe some of you don't know that. Do you know that Tinubu's daughter is there in the prison in UK? Kò rí ọmọ yẹn rescue. Báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ rescue àwa? Or is it another cause? Pé kàkà kí òun má lè rọmọ tòun rescue, gbogbo ọmọ ìran Yorùbá náà òun ò ní rescue wọn. I would have expected Tinubu to have told the UK government that I need my daughter back. Màá lọ tọ́jú ẹ̀ fúnra mi, yàtọ̀ sí pé inú àhámọ́ tẹ́ fi sí. He's not interested in that. Because kò rí pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ rescue ẹ̀. So báwa ṣe wá ń rò pé ó máa wá rescue ìran ọmọ Yorùbá ní sáà yìí is what I would not understand. Ẹ sọ fún Rẹ̀mí Tinubu. We know that you will push this dead man because Tinubu is a dead man already. But I give him 60 years to his age. But he's already a walking corpse based on the current climate of the country. Because the country is falling apart and it's doing so very fast. Just like the sinking of the RMS Titanic in the century known as the 19th century, which was the same century Nigeria was created. Rẹ̀mí Tinubu, I know you visited your daughter a couple of times in the prison here in the UK. But many innocent lives are currently in the prison as well in Nigeria. Would you push for your husband to rescue them? Or would you just use the same techniques as you do when you come to UK and pay those few Nigerians that knows you each time you visit your daughter in the prison? Just say, Thank you there. Thank you there. Even though I don't think that is allowed according to the laws of this country. But I know that that is what you do based on my intelligence on my desk. So in Yoruba Wanile, that is the same thing they are playing. Push money out and slow everything that could bring Nigeria down as of today, including the end bad governance. So when Tebari Tiwon Hawo sọ fún Remi Tinubu that the same thing she does in UK for those that collected the money from her, that is exactly what they're doing right now in the today's end bad governance. That is why the Southwest is quiet. Even though we were told that Ìran kan, ẹ̀yà kan, they are ready to destroy the whole of Southwest. But it is not that. It is all part of the hold up that Yoruba people think that Tinubu will rescue us with a wife that told us that they have so much wealth, even though the wealth came from the Lagos State resources. But since it's a chop your own, make a chop my own government that has played out ever since the British gave that country back to us to go and manage ourselves. It has always been chop at chop. Some were just chopping more than the others. While the Western side were developing and preparing for the future that we are in today, because people think that the future is long. No, we are already in that future. Because like I said, there was a future in 1912 that many people still do not understand. How could it be that because maybe the technology was not as good as today? No, the technology is still good today. There's still a lot of mishap that happen on the sea. If you're a sailor, you will know and understand what I'm talking about. But right now, the Titanic that was given assurance that it will go the length and breadth of the world, just like we are told that we the Nigerians are the energy of the world. We can prosper, but the only thing is we will not prosper under our own soil, known as the southwest part of Nigeria, including those in the north and the rest of the country. So many of us will always be told, "Ama prosper, Koda, Ama shorire nínú Nigeria," and yes, you will. One out of probably 3 million. And it is only when most likely a mishap happened that you'll probably get people that will be very, very sentimental. But, and then people will pour in. But not that others are not going through the difficulties as well, but because nobody cares. Until somebody will pick somebody and say, "Ìyá ọmọ ẹ kú, ǹjẹ́ a lè ràn lọ́wọ́?" But do you know how many people that does not have child or have child, but wọ́n need the same ìrànlọ́wọ́ yẹn? So we all live in denial. We are putting sentiment to a country that we should not put sentiment to. And mostly the diaspora, we are very, very sentimental about Nigeria, that we want hope out of an hopelessness country that the British created, because the British knew what they were doing. They are very cunning, but like I said, the python that they've been feeding in this country will explode. But I'll come back to that. But if you've been following me, you would have seen the message that this country will go into what they call a war. As I was told by an Englishman some over 2.5 weeks ago, precisely, that 10 years from now, there will be a revolt in the country called UK. But because our own end is what we are talking about. Ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa tó kàn wá, but bó ṣe kàn wá, ibi báyìí náà gbọ́dọ̀ máa kan gbogbo wa. Because some of your children in Europe, mostly here in the UK, might not survive what is about to play out in the near future. The RMS Titanic sank. What is the meaning of the word sank? S-A-N-K, Sarah November, Sarah Alpha November Kilo. If we use the word sank, the past tense will be sink. I'm asking this morning, on the 4th day of the month of August, can we say that Nigeria is still sinking or it sank? And when did you realize that Nigeria sank? Nígbà wo lẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé Nigeria ti sink? At what point do you start understanding that Nigeria was sinking? What was wrong with it? Many people will give you all kind of analysis to rescue something that we know that even the empire that created this mess knows that they've done everything craftily, that this monster cannot be rescued. But the Yoruba people must now understand that Tinubu won't rescue us. We must rescue ourselves. How do we rescue ourselves? Were people rescued during the Titanic? Oh, yes. But the numbers of those that died is more than those that are rescued. My question this morning, are you going to be one of those that will be rescued out of Nigeria, or will you sink with it? Ǹjẹ́ ó máa wà lára àwọn tí a máa lè rescue ara wa, including myself, àbí a máa just sink sínú ẹ̀? You can say lórúkọ Jésù àní sink. You can say inshallah gbogbo wa àní sink. You can also say láṣẹ àwọn tó ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àní sink. But that's a lie. We can feel it already. The ship is moving because something colluded with the ship. What colluded is what everybody knows. But we are deceivers in the hope that what has colluded with this ship called Nigeria, we are going underneath and sending different engineers under the bed of the sea to see if they can do some magic. And that means that for every day, Tabaran engineer Kolobama fix it, Nisale, that they can't, because the ocean belt is different from the surface. It is too cold. It is too evil. It is too corrupt. It is been controlled by those that doesn't want us to succeed as human beings. So trying to go under the bed sea and fix this Nigeria Titanic, you will play a role that will not succeed. And if you play back the 4th day of what has been showcased in this contraction in Nigeria for the protest, you will cry for humanity. Àfi tó bá ní heart, we might be fighting for something, but we are fighting for humanity. Regardless of wherever that human being are, the Yoruba should stand and defend even those that are going through any difficulties if time gets to where we will have our own independent country. But we can't do that. because those that are meant to rescue us are throwing us into the sea so that they can stabilize the ship that is already sinking. So what everybody's playing out right now is talama kọ́kọ́ jù sínú omi, tabati ju ìwọ sínú omi, bóyá a yọ leverage balance ọkàn yẹn. The definition, once again, of the word sink. All right. I was wondering why there was a delay. Sink. Once again, is Nigeria sinking or it is just about to sink? When we use the word sink, S-I-N-K, Sarah, Indigo, November, Kilo, go down below the surface of something, especially of a liquid, become submerged. I saw a coffin of Tinubu being rolled out yesterday. Am I worried or concerned? No. Jonathan coffin came out in 2012. Does that have any spiritual symbolism? No, but it's just that it is part of the sinking ship. Descending from the higher to the low position. Àwa ni Rọ́mọ Aládé, Ọlọ́run kẹ́ wa, gbogbo ẹ ṣe wá, gbàgbàgbà, gbogbogbò, a máa gbọ́ oríṣiríṣi àwọn ìtàn yẹn. Àmọ́ lénìí, gbogbo wa ti submerge sínú omi. Kódà ẹni tó wà labroad, bóyá ló tẹ̀lé gbérí mọ́, because Nigeria ń fà wá wálẹ̀, ó ń sink àwa náà tá wà labroad. Even though we are meant to have a better life, for those of us abroad, regardless of where abroad you are, Africa, Europe, Asia, doesn't matter. If you are doing exactly with the little that you have in that part of abroad, as long as you are not in Nigeria, that can save you for the very good long period. But what is playing out today is that even though we say we are abroad, sometimes we tend not to know that we are abroad. Not that we're not doing very well, but we are sinking. But not that because you are playing any part in Nigeria, but the fact that every day afento bá ní ẹ̀dùn ọkàn tó bá gbọ́ Nigeria, ó ti fún ẹ ní, ó ti ń sink ìgbà yẹn, it affects you. And that is exactly what is playing out today. So, gbogbo tó ń play out, táwọn kan ní kó má gbóná, kó má tutù. The Northerners are doing exactly what they are meant to do. But we, the Yorubas, are still being convinced by these criminals that are calling themselves leaders, because you also want to be part of that criminality, which some of us would have died even before you get there. In a protest, I've never seen it before, but it is not new in Nigeria, where somebody was having an interview, then another person intimidated it. That is what some of you love. I saw a woman selling Coca-Cola. I told you your Yemi Osibajo, the bomb bastard that we love and appreciate, is another evil criminal. Go and listen to what that woman said. You will cry for the young Nigerians, as they are called, being shot dead by the same taxpayers' money to buy the bullet. In 4 days that have not come out, not that I don't want to come out, I just sit back. I wanted to see how it's going to play out. And we've seen it, but it is not yet over. Tó bá ṣì ń jọmọ Yorùbá, tó jókòó sínú ilé, tó wá ń sọ pé ikú kan kò ní pa ẹ́ o ní protest, inú ẹ ò fẹ́ lọ kúkú tó máa pààyàn ní protest, ikú tó máa pa ẹ́ ó ti ń sink ẹ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀ tó mọ̀. ikú tó fẹ́ pa ẹ́ gangan ó ti wà lábẹ́ ẹ̀ àbò wà lórí ẹ̀ òun ti ń sink because every one of us are sinking. It's just that some of us are a little bit up the upper deck. Àwa tá wà ní upper deck ni à ń pè ní diaspora. But the diaspora will get cut out when they go home if things go wrong. But when they return back, they will praise Jesus Christ and Anobi and Isheshe and say, well, I was able to go and come back. But some will not. Like Mr. Benga Owolabi that left Maryland, returned to Nigeria, wanted to control the little resources of his business to establish you so that you will be able to conclude and survive. We all know the end game of it. Are you that diaspora that will sink faster than you might not know? Or are you that diaspora that I might decide not to go to Nigeria? Does not mean that things might not happen, even the location I am right now, because a black man was almost killed in Manchester yesterday as the whites attacked him. That is coming for your children, my children, your grandchildren. We should all prepare for the worst case scenario because this country will be a very worst place to live within the next 10 years. I don't pray to be in this country even tomorrow. Even tomorrow. That means I should be checking out of this country today because we are all now in danger of the... I'm going to tell you that in a minute. Since we know the meaning of sink or sank, we are now waiting because Afejeki a sink pẹ̀lú Nigeria when to yeka pull our out. You get the Yoruba Council of Elders, they will attack. Say, Yoruba people, no. You are going too fast. Slow down. Let Tinubu come do something. You get this one, you get that one. Even though what could save us to not sink faster is to make sure that those children that you are looking up there in the north, I'm sure most of us have seen these videos. They are beautiful children. But they are the monsters coming for us in the next couple of years. They'll be worse than the Igbos that we talk about. You know why? Because death to them is nothing. Not that they want to be evil, but that evil has already been embedded in them based on the criminality of their people, their own leaders that refuse to do the needful. There will be blood in Nigeria. And many blood. You have been told that from what I posted 48 hours ago, that 20 people died. I can tell you that over 50 people have died already. From my own intelligent fact finding, 50 innocent lives have died. That are still part of the numbers of people that will die. Because if the Southwest go and sleep, like your criminal president is telling you to go and sleep, because he has told you that you must now all end the protest. And I know that the sinking Yorubas that love him so much will just go back home and they will end that protest. But that will not end the northern part. Whatever their agenda, whether they are calling for the coup d'etat, they are calling for the military, they want to overthrow Tinubu out of the government, the Yorubas should prepare to exit Nigeria. I am not emotional about what is playing out in Nigeria. My heart is so tight. I want to see more of whatever is playing out in the north. I look forward to seeing more in the next couple of days. I've not followed the update because I'm preparing for the broadcast this Sunday. And I might be away again for a couple of days because I want to focus and monitor the situation. So you don't need to see me live every day for the next couple of days. Where's Koikimedia? No, you don't have to see me. But follow the platform and I'll be giving you all the updates. This is not our calling. I would have been on the ground. Because those that are calling for these are still yet not aware that it is the wrong calling for the end bad government. It should be hashtag end Nigeria peacefully. But like I always say to you, with just one traveling luggage, I will be on the ground when our rally has been called. Like I said, Tinubu is a weak element. He's just playing the game that the West want him to play. Come out after a couple of days, speak to your people. Let's wait and see what happened. Even the police says yesterday that the tension goes off in the southwest, but the northern part is still very hot. So let's go back and ask, why did the Titanic sink in 1912? Was there any reason? We were given reason. But let's go a little bit. The RMS Titanic sank on the 15th of April 1912 in the North Atlantic Ocean. As at the time, this was the largest ocean liner in the service at the time, just like we are told. Nigeria, the most populous black nation, but yet it means nothing to the West. It's nothing to the Asian country. Even it means nothing to you. The world, Nigeria is the black most populous nation. It's just a word. Because right now, ebi ń pa gbogbo wa. Bébí ṣe ń pa yín ló ń pa wá náà. Ebi tó ń pa yín ló ń pa wá náà. Ìyàtọ̀ ló kọ̀ yàtọ̀ sí díẹ̀ ni. So that word, the most populous black nation, okay, what does that represent? Kilo represent. Muki Buboyi, Beshen Wale. I will not have the time to be mentioning names, but cite you my sister Shake TV show and all the medias that are probably underneath as well. So what does it mean? The most populous black nation. Okay, how does that imply to me as a Yoruba man? Nigeria is the most populous black nation. Okay, but kilo ṣe jẹ́ fẹ́mi. But the world continues to convince humans that should not be part of this mess, that we should go and save it together and rescue it and work with it, even though we are no value for them. Our value system with the world is a complete mess. Should we continue to be bearing that war in Nigeria? Our value system. And this is the reason why agbodo nisin padà sẹ́yìn díẹ̀ ká béèrè lọ́wọ́ ara wa pé ǹjẹ́ àti ṣe ọ̀nà fáwọn tó ń rò pé Tinubu máa rescue yín, torí Tinubu ò ní rescue ẹnì kankan. Bí ṣe sọ kò rí ọmọ ẹ̀ rescue ní UK. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kò tí lè rescue ààrẹ níbi tí ọ̀rọ̀ dé báyìí. Torí ìtọ́gbé síwájú ẹ̀ ó ti ju agbára ẹ̀ gan lọ. Àmọ́ lójú àwa tá a ṣe ń pera wa ní one Nigeria, a ṣe ń fọkàn sí pé Tinubu lè ọ̀nà àbáyọ fún wa. Titanic was 4 days, ọjọ́ mẹ́rin péré ló sì gbéra nínú ìrìn àjò tó ń rìn. We have tried, a ti gbìyànjú pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà in different capacity. A ti gbìyànjú gan, a dẹ̀ ṣì ń gbìyànjú, a dẹ̀ dúró. Oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà lolúkálukú ń lò láti lè jẹ́ pé kí ìran wa kó má parẹ́ nínú Nàìjíríà. Àmọ́ ìran yẹn ó fẹ́ jẹ́ kó parẹ́. Ṣùgbọ́n mọ̀ pé tó bá ti parẹ́ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ control ẹ̀. 4 days into a median voyage from Southampton to New York City, just like we are told, Nigeria go better. Kódà ó máa dùn ju Dubai lọ. Ẹ̀yin ṣe sùúrù. Rome was not built in one day. Ẹ má dá àwọn tó ń pariwo Yorùbá nation yẹn lóhùn. Àwọn fẹ́ dà lóró ni. Kódà ẹ má dá wọn lóhùn. Ìtàn máa jẹ lọ́n wá níbẹ̀. Ẹ má dá wọn lóhùn. Wọ́n wá popularity ni. Kódà ẹ má dá wọn lóhùn. Tó bá sọ fún wọn ní 1912, ní on the 15th or prior before this, that Titanic máa wọlẹ̀, wá jiyàn torí iṣẹ́ tó ṣe sí lára. Kò tó bẹ́ẹ̀ láti wọlẹ̀ lọ sọ fún wọn, àwọn tó jẹ́ olówó gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀. And that is why when it was sinking, some of them were just like, you know what? You're lying, kò sink. Even though they can feel it, they can see it, but it's just too late. And most of us are getting carried away with the play role of what Nigeria is. Some people will do skits, will make you forget your sorrow for a few seconds. Some people will do things you will probably say yes. But the real deal is that our identity, Togba Lowawa, is the real problem that is being fight between us and the evil world. Identity yẹn gangan là ń torí ẹ̀jà. When we secure the identity, we can secure all other areas of lives for us. But the fact that our identity is secure, we are all going to sink with Nigeria. There's no amount of what you can do. There's about over 2,224 people were on board. When she struck an iceberg just before midnight at about 23:40 on the 14th of April 1912. There was no Nigeria prior to that. Eré ni àwàdà ni. Ta ló máa wá rescue ọkọ̀ ojú omi tó ti fi nǹkan gbá nǹkan lábẹ́ omi tí wọ́n lè sọ pé nǹkan báyìí gan ni. But wọ́n mọ̀ pé nǹkan ti go wrong. And I believe the captain commits suicide. The sinking lasted a few hours, but kò tó yẹ journey tó ti rìn mọ́. So Nigeria tá a ṣe ń rí sinking ẹ̀ kò ní tó ìgbà tó kù mọ́ tá a ti lò nínú ẹ̀ lágbára àwọn tó nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. We have spent how many years on the no Nigeria? Èyí tó kù kò ní tó bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́. And everybody knows that. Because ọjọ́ mẹ́rin lọkọ̀ yìí ti fi rìn kó tó di pé lọ kọlu iceberg bí a ti ṣe gbọ́. So èyí tá ti lò nínú Nàìjíríà lénìí, èmi àtẹ̀yìn at my 40+, you can also ask age, kò ní tó bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ tí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa fi parẹ́. And regardless of whatever your faith or belief system is, ó máa parẹ́. ó máa di ìwé ìtàn ká máa sọ pé ní 2024 a máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà, ní 2012 à ń sọ̀rọ̀, àwa máa fi Nàìjíríà ṣe another case study fún ìlú míì tó náà fi pín, torí ìlú kankan ló máa pín nílẹ̀ ayé tá wà yìí. A lot of countries will still break away from wherever they are right now. But ìran Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ gbéra. And it's not just by coming online alone. It's by everybody playing their role. I am just playing mine, using my own education to educate us. You can sit and say, no, we don't want that kind of country where your identity will be flourishing, because you are looking for a country like Nigeria where your identity is been hidden. Our true identity, ta fi ń pè ní ọmọlúàbí, or ta fi ń pè ní àwa ìran ọmọ aládé, all these, àfi tá bá kúrò ní Nigeria. There's no amount of lies, because Tinubu himself is weak and he will not survive a very long time in the near future. So, ọ̀rọ̀ tá ń fà ó ju ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lọ, ó ju agbára ẹ̀ lọ. But kò ní rescue wa, because he's not going to. And he doesn't have any right to rescue us. Kí la wá ṣe fún Tinubu tá fi fẹ́ jẹ́ kó rescue wa? That is the question. Kí ni a ṣe fún Tinubu that we believe that he should come and rescue us because ìyà ń jẹ wá nínú Nigeria, ebi ń pa yín? Is that what you say? So, because ebi ń pa yín nísìn, so ẹ fẹ́ kí Tinubu wá rescue yín? Ṣó sọ fún yín pé òun fẹ́ rescue yín ni? Ṣé Tinubu sọ fún ẹnì kankan pé òun fẹ́ rescue anybody? Oh, nígbà tó ń ṣe campaign. So, lọ́kàn yín, Tinubu has spent a year. That's what you are thinking. So, 8 years tí wọ́n jọ fi ṣèjọba, tí ó jẹ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ yẹn, ṣé ó kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ yẹn lọ dá pátì mi sílẹ̀ ló fi wọlé? Because Tinubu fúnra rẹ̀ gan mọ̀, based on the fact and evidence, tó wá nóhun àdírẹ́sì àwọn tó ń pè ní fellow Nigerians, because in 1912, before the Titanic died, because the Titanic died, and Nigeria would die, whether you like it or not. Ọ̀nà tó fẹ́ gbà kú, òun ni olúkálukú ń kàn fojú wò bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ṣé ọ̀nà tó máa gbà? Ṣé láti north ló ti máa kú, àbí láti south west? Ṣé láti middle belt, àbáwọn Biafra? Ta ló máa pa Nigeria jù láàrin gbogbo wa? The north will kill Nigeria faster, and they can drag everybody into it if we're not careful. Call it an agenda. Who cares? Call it an whatever tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè. Because Tinubu sọ pé, my fellow Nigerians, today I address you with sense of responsibility as we navigate through these times, just like Titanic was trying to navigate. The captain was navigating Titanic. And that means whatever happened, Tinubu is the captain right now. But what we are not told is that there's another captain that is controlling these captains that many Nigerians are seen as captain. Because a captain is meant to be bold, strong, defiant, and ready to do exactly what the citizens are saying. So many Nigerians think that he will come out and say, I have earned subsidy, I have done this, and I will be telling you that it cannot work, because the criminal gangs that are surrounding him and the court known as Nigeria, it dares not come out and stop all your demand. That is the reason why ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ wà lójú títì. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ kúrò lójú títì. If not, some of you will sink faster than the others. And this is for the Yorubas in Mombasoro. Forget about all the gimmicks that they're telling you. Death will come to every single one of us. Onotoma Gbade Lamo. The protest, which turned violent in some part of our nation, that is the northern part, is violent. I told you that there's nothing like a peaceful protest, because I have seen protests done around the world, at least for the last 2 decades, that I understand, and I can read, I can write, I can see. So if anybody tells you that they were going out for a peaceful protest, it might still be peaceful in the Southwest, but I hope that as they go into the 4th day today, they prepare that Tinubu is not ready to listen to any goddamn person. So the pressure cooker must be turned on. The pressure cooker must be turned on. Turn it on. And now they'll tell you, Tebajade, we saw the security that could not protect us. Show of shame. Coming out, using the resources that some of the funding and the training is coming from the West. We saw that. We heard that at the British Parliament during the NSAS, that the British government was supporting and training the criminals that were killing you. And what happened after your NSAS? You realize that nothing came out of it. So for something to come out of this, you got to turn the gas cooker on. You need to turn it on so that everybody would eventually get their own share of the cake. Because Tinubu got $100 million from Dangote using the Lagos project that many of us never saw or feel. So maybe this is the time that you might be asking Tinubu, Niboloko $100 million. Let's come back. As Tinubu continue to address Nigerians today, even though I was waiting for this tomorrow, his address for me, I was waiting for it tomorrow. But I will not tell you why. Who knows that the ship that he is navigating, according to him, as we navigate through these times, who navigated, who begged Tinubu to navigate the ship that is sinking? I'm not going to do it. Drive. Because Tinubu won't drive ọkọ̀ Nigeria. But like we always say, the selfish interest of the bastard Olori Burukwe temporarily, because he knows it's a temporary key. The world that controls that messed up country told him that we will give it to you, because it's not ready to rescue the Yorubas to fight it out when he had the privilege and the opportunity to do so. Kakabe will let go. So Tinubu has gone to allow himself to navigate a ship that is currently sinking, that nobody has been able to fix since the existence of the madness that has been created. So tí wọ́n ọmọ Yorùbá kan bá wá ń sọ pé Tinubu máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fix Nàìjíríà so that kébi máa pa ẹ́, ebi yẹn ló máa pa ẹ́ tó máa fi kú. Ebi tó ń pa yẹn òun ló máa pa ẹ́. Ó wá better kébi yẹn máa pa ẹ́ kú that you put yourself out there and go and do whatever is needed to rescue yourself. And nobody's coming to rescue you. Because Seneca called them a rescue. Our nations are stretched thin as we rebuild what has been destroyed. Tinubu dares not rebuild anything. Because the capacity to rebuild is our identity that Tinubu is not ready to rebuild. So Tabandro pé Tinubu máa rebuild Nigeria. Ṣé pé kíran Yorùbá ṣì wà nínú Nigeria? Wà tó fẹ́ rebuild ẹ̀ ni àbí kíran Yorùbá ti pull out kúrò nínú Nigeria? As your president, I am committed to ensuring public order and protecting the lives and property of every Nigerian. At what point? He could not protect you in Lagos State for the 8 years he served as the governor. Rather, he milked every single one of us for his own selfish gain. So rather than first make sure that the Yorubas in the Southwest has what it takes, he was enriching himself with all his cronies. And if you disagree with him, you're likely to be taken out of this beautiful world that we are living today. We must come together. Together. Imbo la sọ fún pa wa ń lọ. Imbo lòun sọ pé òun ń lọ. Ṣé ibi tí bàbá Akíntóyè sọ pé à ń lọ ni Tinubu kó wa lọ ni? Because ó mọ̀ pé bàbá Akíntóyè ní àwọn kó wa lọ bìkan, òun wá náà òun tú wá fi jẹ́ ká jọ come together. Mo kí gbogbo wa bá ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ ètò. Come together to do what? Kí ni ká wá jọ ṣe? Ó ní ká come together. Mo ní kí ni kí a jọ wá ṣe nígbà tó ní ká come together. 11 o'clock, 8 minutes before. Only we should come together to come and do what? Did we send him the message that we want to remain in Nigeria? He heard us very well prior before the election, but he was a very less concerned man because of his own selfish gain. He's not telling Nigerians to suspend further protest and embrace dialogue for the sake of our nation's unity and progress. Kò ní sí peace nínú Nigeria, kò ní sí unity until the dissolution of that country. If Tinubu thinks he will get peace and unity in Nigeria, the Northerners will tell him off, and that is the message they're giving him right now. The Northerners leaders will not be able to control their people. But Tinubu is already controlling those within the Southwest using the puppet governors like Dakwa Abiodun and the rest of them that are now telling Yorubas, Ekiti governor, Ondo State, that tell your people not to revolt against me. Kò ní dákọ́ máa dàbí ìpá àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá à ń bínú sí Tinubu. The question is, kí ni Tinubu ṣe fún wa? Ta fi appreciate it. Ó destroy gbogbo royal institution nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́ni. Ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ló ti ní destruction. Gbogbo bí tó yẹ kó tọ́ sí àwọn tó yẹ kó jọba, Tinubu make sure pé wọ́n jọba níbẹ̀. Ó gbé ẹsẹ̀ lé, ó dá gbogbo ẹ̀rù. The economy of Yoruba land today, ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ló wà, òun ló destroy it, including the Fulanis that backed him. Owó tó yẹ kó pump sí gbogbo state tí wọ́n ti ń govern tó yẹ kó fi jẹ́ kẹ́ ṣoríire Tinubu kó sápò. Ó wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé ká dialogue. The Yoruba people that are campaigning still want to dialogue with him. But he doesn't want to dialogue until Tobari's kind to jáde sójú títì. Because the reason why he wants to dialogue right now is because etibo sójú títì there. But it is not yet hot enough. Gas flare káàkiri because the Nigerian gas has been stolen for years. And just look for whatever that can make it go boom. And that is exactly what is playing out in the contraction you all call a country that was never a country.
No, you wasn't.
So your sentiment that Tinubu is saying we should come and embrace dialogue, we hope that it will dialogue with Babakitoye and Igboho and the YSDM, that is the vehicle for this self-determination. Because dialogue is always good. But in reverse, we go on the M1, then we come back on the dialogue. We will drive through the M1, then we'll come to the dialogue. That is subject to if this country exists before Tinubu's tenure, which I pray will end before it finishes 4 years. That is my prayer. That I want it to be getting hot on a daily basis. Because we told him that the key to Figbaye is not the right key for him. He doesn't need that key. There are other keys, but he refused. He believed that the key that he wants will take him to the evil world. That he wants now to sink every one of us like the Titanic did on the 15th of April 1912 with over 2,224 passengers were on that Titanic. Not all of them died, but the numbers of our Antokulori Titanic, this is the numbers. It took about 2 hours, 40 minutes later kó tó di pé ọkọ̀ mi dé láti wá rescue Titanic. And within that 2 hours, 40 minutes, we're talking about almost midnight. Níbi tí weather tí ó ń bẹ nínú Nigeria nísìn, weather tí a lè sustain for a very long time. Yẹ́rẹ́ ṣe ń pariwo bí ń pa yín. Even though we have the soil, we have the land, we have the human talent, but already paying legbe dani. Titanic could not be rescued with all the passengers to Alorie. And that is why I ask again, is Nigeria sinking? And how many of us will sink with it? You can say that Olorun jẹ́ kí mi sink pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. But directly or indirectly, we are all sinking with Nigeria. The longer we keep Nigeria, the longer we will sink with it gradually. It will just be at a pace of different timing. Death that shouldn't occur will occur. Hunger that you're crying for will continue. Your economy is there. Your CBN is no longer in your control, and it has never been, because the CBN Act of 1958 was established by the British Empire, drafted by Okoti Ebo. At what interest was he at the time when he became the finance minister, as we were heading into that fraudulent regional government? So Tinubu wants now to rescue us by dialogue, because Nigerians are now out on the streets. According to the record, the death of about 1,500 people making it out of the deadliest peacetime maritime disaster in history. Nigeria will be the worst death of people when it's going to break if we do not allow a peaceful resolution. Tá a bá gbà kájọ jókòó tọmọlúàbí àtàwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù àti ẹ̀yà tiwa. Like I told you, 1 million people will die before we get to Yoruba nation. Because 1,500 people out of the 2,224 died. Titanic received 6 warnings. The Titanic received 6 warnings of a sea ice on the 14th of April. Just like Abakito, Igbowo, and many others are given the warning. Pam, 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 red alert, SOS, whatever means of communication. That alarm is raised right now for the last, probably, even before we started Yoruba Nation. For those that claim to be the front burner in their years, that they couldn't move it to anywhere until we came with Babakitoye and Igbowo to move the message. Why did Titanic captain refuse to adhere? But see, warning here. It was not just a warning. No one from Titanic as at that time. It was also traveling at a speed of roughly 22 knots, about 41 kilometers, when a lookout sighted the iceberg. By the time tí ó máa fi dípò di gbas, ẹ̀mí àti pọ̀ gan tó máa ti jábọ́. This is the reason why we're saying to our people to prepare and let this mad APC government, that the captain indirectly, because the captain is not Tinubu, to have a dialogue in this ship that is already sunk. But he refused. Rather, let's go back to more of a speech today. Nothing new out of it. And I don't have to play any video. You can go and watch that yourself. But I'm just using the speech to gauge with the Titanic. Despite the challenges, our government is making significant stride. Well, Titanic said the same thing. That despite all the ship that it built, eléyìí yàtọ̀, kódà tó bá ti gbéra báyìí láti Southampton akọ́dé New York. So Tinubu fi gbé wa dé New York. Because that's what he's telling your Nigerians, the gullible, that òun máa gbé yín dé New York. Kódà, we have double government revenue by blocking leakages and introducing automation. That is the one Microsoft is telling him. Or make sure you automate a country where electricity energy is zero. How do you automate a country that is not running 24 hours electricity? Okay, you automate Abuja. What about in my village? What about in your village? Báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ automate ibẹ̀? Because if I go to any part of England or even outside the shore of England, my GP can easily say, when you get there, in case you had running stomach, and you don't know what is wrong with you, don't try to come back to London. Head into the nearest A&E. They will have access to an automated health record of yours, so that they will not give me the wrong injection. So Tinubu says they are blocking the leakages and introducing automation and reducing the debt service that he will not be able to pay off until he dies. tí Tinubu máa fi kú kò ń ṣe nísìnyí tó máa fi kú ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí is a lie. He knows that. And that is what the gangster criminals is asking, that he doesn't have a cabal. Yes, you don't have a cabal because the real owners of Nigeria are operating from outside. You are just one manager that is giving the directives and how to manage it, because you must ask Sultan of Sokoto before you even came live and talk to Nigerians in a recorded video. So Titanic was also the same thing. They were giving the captain signal. But there is a danger ahead. But the captain probably thought he knew more than the other people on the ship. He's a captain. And he ended up going at that speed of 41 kilometers until somebody now sighted the iceberg. It was too late. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, à ń fún yín ní warning. Ẹ sọ pé ẹnu wá rùn. Ẹni dákẹ́. When that death starts happening, I will be here. And I'll be calling the numbers and say, 300,000 máa ti kú lé ní. 1 million. Ṣé 50 la sọ pé ó ti kú nísìn? When the real death start rolling out, I will be here giving you the numbers. Because we are all doing as safe gbọ́n kan tá à ń sọ nísìn. You get carried away, you get distracted, and have all kind of different people that are now coming out and say this, that, this, that, so that the real warning, tá à ń fún àwọn ọmọ wa, tá à ń fún àwọn ìyá wa, tá à ń fún ìran wa, wọ́n jẹ́ kó slow down. Pé ṣebí ẹ fi máa fún wọn ní warning, àwa máa slow it down. And it might be too late by the time we look at the window and realize that the death is just across the border of Yoruba land. Once again, Titanic received 6 warnings of the sea ice on the 14th of April, but was traveling at a speed of roughly 22 knots, 41 kilometers, when a lookout sighted the iceberg, unable to turn quickly enough. Remember, this is ship. Why do we want to rescue people in the north when our people are in danger? Why should I be concerned about the people of the southeast when our people need more help? Let's first rescue ourselves. And I remember each time I travel with the little flight I've taken, and for those that have traveled as well, and I pray many of you will be able to do so, please do not ask me for visa to UK. I don't know how to do it. I am not a visa agent. But for every time we sit on the flight and the aircraft is about to take off, you'll be told to put on your seat belt. And then also, you'll be told that in case there's an emergency, make sure you first put on your own, you know that thing when they come out from the plane. Make sure you rescue yourself before you rescue your child, because if not, the two of you will die. You first have to rescue yourself. Somebody wants to rescue us, but Uncle them a rescuer. Oh yes, we know that Uncle them a rescuer, but Ọlọ́run ní sọ̀kalẹ̀ kó wá rescue yín. Ó máa gbé yàn kan dìde, ó máa gbé nǹkan kan dìde. So whatever is playing out in Nigeria today, I care less. I have waited too long for such, and for me, it's just like it is even not going the way I want it to go. Many of you might think that we can move things around quickly. That we can move things around. So you want me to go and rescue the Igbos before we rescue the Yoruba people? I gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́kọ́ rescue ara wa náà kí tó máa rescue Igbo. Igbo kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ rescue ara wọn kó tó rescue àwa. Hausa gbọ́dọ̀ rescue ara wọn kó tó rescue àwa. That's your right. So why should I rescue them when we are already also going down? That is why when you go on the aircraft, one must so point blank, tó bá ti dé emergency, o kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ rescue ààrẹ kó tó rescue ọmọ tó gbé sọ́wọ́. If not, within the space of that second, tó bá rí gáàsì lò, you're dead. Titanic have been designed. This is where I want us to listen to very carefully. We're not designed Titanic to stay afloat for up to 4 of our forward compartment flooded. But told me back there, one way. Because right now, Nigeria, we are already being flooded. And I believe I'm right. I listened to one of the prophets that talk about flood. I hope I'm right. The compartment 1, 2, 3, 4. When it told me about the number 4. Níbi tí wọ́n build it, pé kò gbọ́dọ̀ she dey hold. I see PhD economics. You see them. There plenty for this abroad. Where they UK, they go they talk. You go and link there. They go they write. They're good at. I don't know whether they did typewriting, because that typewriting I was going to do it, but I didn't do it enough to know how to type very fast. And they go to say comment. Hey, we go rescue Nigeria. 500. Because they are thinking that the design of Nigeria will fit in every one of us. The British knew from the day one that design, táwọn gbélé wa lọ́wọ́ ẹ máa para yín ni. Bó ṣe àwọn ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ èmi kàn bá yín elaborate. Wọ́n mọ̀ ká máa para wa. Àfi tá bá gbára wa kúrò lọ́wọ́ ara wa. So when we say, hey, the British knew that the death of many Nigerians will occur. So when people, what if if they're Boba won't count on Ibo, Kobu, Wale Shoyika, I will not bomb bastard, I will not Mabu, Chino, Achibe. Bush Mamarini, hey, bigotry, hey, they do bigotry, yeah. That is what the British created. They knew from the day one that the design of this country is never meant to be. But they went ahead and amalgamated it. So today, so you idiot, because you don't go one small London School of Economics, or you don't go one Harvard, oh, you managed to get to Cambridge, oh, you just went to Unilag, now sit on Twitter. No go better for the Igbo. The Igbo say it no go better for you as well. It's as simple as that. Get over here. Why do you think the English are fighting now? 7 cities, and I say 7 cities, completely in the chaos, and police station was burnt. Yes, you heard me right. In Sunderland, a police station was burnt. This is the UK that talks about democracy. And in a country like Nigeria, when people now say, they don't they burn thing, go, I just laugh. Why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think there's anarchy and violence on the street of Southport, where 3 innocent children were killed? Liverpool shut down. Manchester shut down. Every part of the UK was extremely hot for the last couple of days. I've never seen such since I've lived in this country, and I'm getting worried now. I've never seen such violence. When I mean violent, pure violence, that I dare myself not go out alone in the night if I was meant to be living in those areas. So when some people say, oh, don't do violence, oh, it's only in Africa they don't want us to do violence. But on that end here, they can be very violent, extremely violent. And the violence is going both sides. As I saw some of those that are also the Asians that are saying, no, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. I saw them saying that when you were going around the world as your empire. Now we are back here, we own this country together. The Fulani will tell you the same thing years to come. Many people will be killed in Yoruba land by the Fulanis. You know why? Because our land feed one lower by. Because I feed one and fun alone. I feed one. But she feed one. If we do not stop it now. Àwọn Asians sọ fáwọn òyìnbó yẹn pé ẹni máa kú ẹni máa yè ni àjọ nílùú yìí nísìnyí. So let me say this. Kò ń ṣe lọ́dọ̀ yín nìkan ló ti ń hot. Ó hot burúkú lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí nínú UK. O lè má gbọ́ news yẹn, èmi sọ fún ẹ pé ó hot débi pé anything can explode between now and the years to come. So ẹ má wá fún mi ní that Koiki, you sit down abroad. Shut up. Bomb bastard. Shut up, your dirty stinking mouth. You think that freedom will be given to you when you go to your Mama Put. Oh yeah, Mama Put, mo fẹ́ ra freedom. Elélo. Oh yeah, only 500 naira. Ẹ má fẹ́ràn sí o. Ọbẹ̀ ńkọ́, ẹ má fọbẹ̀ síṣẹ́. Ẹ kò fún mi ní rice nìkan. Titanic has been designed to stay afloat for up to 4 of our forward compartment, but was flooded. The crew used the distress fears and the radio wireless messages to attract help from the passengers were put into lifeboats. How many of you will get into that lifeboat? You know that people were paying at the last minute that this is a gold. Just take it. Let me take your seat. I am begging us now. Don't use that you're valuable to beg when that time comes to rescue yourself from that weary country. Thank you, the country of four. During the Titanic, I want you to gold sílẹ̀. Take my gold, but just give me your seat because the seat is only limited. How many of us do you think that can be on that lifeboat? When we can stop it now before it goes down faster than we are thinking. But because Koiki, èmi ṣì ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ o. Gbogbo tẹ́ ń sọ yìí, ilé tí mo kọ́ yẹn, báwo ṣe máa gbé níbẹ̀? Èmi ṣì fẹ́ gba pension. A ní àti sink. Àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ stupidity. You'll be asking yourself, ṣé gbogbo wa normal, including myself. Country yẹn sink gbogbo wa lọ báyìí. Ẹlòmíì àti máa sọ nǹkan tí wàá máa wonder pé we are fighting for something that we should stop the sinking quickly. I know. Ṣèbẹ́ ti lọ church láàárọ̀ ẹni sìn. Bàbá Adébóyè ti preach fún yín. Ó ti pẹ̀tù sí lára. Ṣèbí Genesis tó ń wá London tó ní visa. Ìwọ tí wọ́n rí visa fún tó yẹ pé wọ́n ti deny yẹn. A sọ fún ẹ pé Tinubu lòun máa vote fún wọn. Vote fún Peter Obi. And everybody is living a fake life. Àtẹ̀ntó wà lábúròdù. Àtẹ̀ntó wà Nàìjíríà. A ní gbogbo wa ń sink lọ báyìí. Ká stop ẹ̀. Ká lè tètè rescue ara wa because bàbá wèrè yìí tó ń pè ní Tinubu kò ní ẹni kankan tó fi rescue. Kò ní any goddamn person kankan tó kò tí lè rescue ara rẹ̀. Tinubu cannot rescue himself. So how is he going to rescue us? So our expectation that Tinubu will come and rescue us, how? Money kò lè rescue ara rẹ̀. How is he going to rescue us? Because Titanic could not rescue itself. Ó wá ń pè fún help. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ṣíìpù yìí máa wọlé. Àwọn olówó wá ń mọtí, wọ́n sì mu sìgá. Àwọn ní ṣíìpù ń lọ́lẹ̀. Ẹ má máa ṣeré kéré o. Ìbí kan tẹ́ ń sọ fáwọn náà nísìnyí yẹn. Pé they play. How is Nigeria going to sink The same thing was played out in 1912 when things were very, very hot. They were playing piano. Kódà ẹlòmíì tún order wọ́n ní ship ń sink ẹlòmíì order oúnjẹ nínú kitchen chef dẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ because olówó ló ń béèrè oúnjẹ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ẹ̀yin wá ń dúró àwọn olórí burúkú olówó tán pera àwọn olówó Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá àwọn olòṣì tó yẹ pé wọ́n fẹ́ kí gbogbo àkájọ sink. Majority of them have their children in Nigeria. So gbogbo ìta máa ń sọ pé àwọn wà lábúrò no. Few of them. But they are ready to sink. These are monsters. Àwọn fọmọ wọn ṣẹ́ṣó wọ́n fi ń ṣe in tí wọ́n fi dé position today. So don't be surprised when some of their children die mysteriously. Wọ́n ti lo àwọn ọmọ wọn for different purposes and different reasons. Ìbáwá là ń tọ́jú ọmọ làwọn náà ẹja bless àwọn ti fa àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n dájọ́. Gbogbo yín lẹ mọ̀, everybody knows that. Well, you know what I'm talking about. So àwọn tó ti fọmọ wọn dájọ́ lẹ́yìn wá ń ṣe expect kó wá rescue yín. How? How are they going to rescue us? Titanic wá ń pè fún help. Ó wá ń send a distress call. Who are we going to call when that time comes? Nígbà tá a fẹ́ ní ká ṣe nísìn, àwọn àndó dé bá Gani Adams. Ṣé wọ́n kò wò sétí àwọn ọ̀gbọ́ gbogbo tó ń lọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n gbọ́. But kò tí ì di distress call bóyá ibà míì tó wà lọ́nà Ghana la máa lọ pè torí ibà tó wà nulẹ̀ kò gbọ́n kankan mọ́. Àṣàkẹ́ ó ti gé tí ẹ̀ lọ. À ń pariwo pé ìran Yorùbá ti wà à ń sink kí gbogbo wa kájọ fọwọ́ papọ̀ kájọ push ẹ̀ àwa nínú kò ní wá nísìnyí o kódà ó ti máa jìnnà díẹ̀ sí o but we can feel it we can see the signal yọ lójoojúmọ́ ó ń bá wa lójoojúmọ́ signal díẹ̀ wá jáde láti 4 days and some of you are already àbíkọ́ stop protest ìwọ náà ti di Tinubu. That is exactly what Tinubu wants. Protest goes ahead as you have planned it. Fẹ̀yìntì ẹ̀ ń ṣe lọ. You must come out because you want to rescue yourself because there's a limited space for the lifeboat. Lifeboat yẹn ò tóbi rárá. Even lifeboat ẹ kọ́kọ́ sínú Titanic wọ́n ní wọ́n kó iye nọ́mbà sí because nobody thought Titanic was going to sink. You know those little things that we do. Ẹ má wọrí o. Ṣé àyẹn kò lè bàjẹ́? While they should have put extra lifeboats on the Titanic because àwọn tó design ẹ sọ fún wọn pé sẹ́ kíní yóò lè sink. What kí ni assurance ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá ìwọ èmi àti ẹ tájọ ń gbọ́ra wa láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ àtẹni tó máa gbọ́ àtẹni tó ní gbọ́ kí ni assurance tiwa tá a máa sọ pé Nàìjíríà ò lè sink ṣé àwa la ní Nàìjíríà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní nítọ̀dọ̀ tiwa tá a bá ti ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà à ń claim ilẹ̀ Ìgbò mọ́ tiwa nìyẹn orí ń ta wá ni a ní a fẹ́ rescue ara wa ẹ̀ ń claim ilẹ̀ Ìgbò ẹ̀ ń claim ilẹ̀ Haúsá ẹ̀ ń claim àwọn ilẹ̀ tó kàn wá ti ẹ jẹ́ ká claim ilẹ̀ tiwa but àwọn olóṣèlú wa sọ pé no ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ máa claim Nàìjíríà Àlímọ̀ṣọ́ former senator Yayi ó ní no ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ máa claim Nàìjíríà ó kúrò l'Àlímọ̀ṣọ́ ó tún ti lọ sí Ogun State òun náà lájẹ̀ndà ó fi di governor. That is why they're telling us to claim Nigeria. So the longer we are claiming Nigeria, we are also renewing that sinking that is going to take every one of us. We're just about 1 hour left. I'll not go overboard, but I can come out again, but I'm going to take a short break after the 3 hours. I am not here to pull anybody down. What I'm saying is the fact that everybody knows. It is sinking. And a sinking ship must be stopped so that it doesn't drag as many of us into the sea. Because the sea is cold. Ó máa ń tutù tó bá ti wọnú ẹ̀. Ara àwọn tó yẹ pé inú omi yẹn lọ ní ikú yẹn dé bá wọn. Nígbà tí gbogbo ẹsẹ̀ bá ń tutù, omi tutù tó ń freeze. Don't freeze. Mélòó ló fẹ́ rescue? We are pleading today, but some of you are saying, YouTube long well, popular. Okay, no problem. We are sending the distress call on a daily basis. Àwọn tó ń ríran sí Nàìjíríà monthly basis làwọn ń rí. Àwa ò ríran sí Nàìjíríà, but à ń send a distress call on a daily basis with all different platforms that are truly dedicated to the Yoruba nation. Kò ń ṣe olórí burúkú ọmọ àlè tó ń pè ní Bádéró Olúṣọlá tó ń jẹ́ Mayegun political tó rò pé òun lè condemn olóyè Ìgbòho mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Mo tún sọ fún ẹ, you are a born bastard. Mo sọ fún ìyàwó mi pé wọ́n ní nígbà tí mo wá sílé òun. Yes, when I came to your house, because spirit tèmi ò ń tàn mí. That was how I hold my shoe. You're a born bastard. Yes, I did so. And I was not so comfortable when I was in your house. I will leave that for now. Èmi máa ń dífá. Ọmọ babaláwo lèmi, mo máa ń pe Jésù, mo ń pànábì. Níbi tá a gbé dé àjò dé nísìn. But I will leave that. Tọ́ba bíbá bẹ́ẹ̀ dá tún sọ̀rọ̀ kan lórí olóyè Ìgbòho. Màá finish tó kù fún ẹ. Kò ní dá fáwọn tó ní ẹ. Ní mo wá sínú ilé, òwò ọmọdé tí mo ṣe kó bàtà mi sẹ́yìn kí ni. Born bastard. Leave that for now. Tell you, ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí. Èmi ò ń ṣe ọmọ àlè Yorùbá. And ẹ̀yin ọmọ Igbo, don't ever in your life compare me with that bloody, bloodless, tasteless Mayegun that you call. Àwọn kan ní mò ń jealous kò ní dá fún yín. I've lived in this country before he came here. And I've lived with integrity. Kill me, born bastard. And we will not fight the true Biafrans that want freedom. So when you then she ta to be a crazy number. Ẹkùnlé mi gan tẹ́mi náà jókòó síbi ẹ kéré gan gbogbo yìí. But òun gangan ni mo fún lésì. I was listening to Show Ekoribe. I was just laughing. Jókòó pálọpálọ. Pé tí a bá délé èèyàn tó yọ̀ mọ́yàn, Yorùbá ló ní meaning ọ̀dẹ̀ nìyẹn. Òmùgọ̀ ó tẹ̀ kó sọ ẹ jáde. Ó rí pé òmùgọ̀ ni wọ̀. Èèyàn wá sínú ilé èèyàn ó yọ̀ mọ́yàn. I'll leave that for now. Èmi náà rìn lásán. Ọmọ Yorùbá lè mi. Màá fi tó kulẹ̀. Sọ fún ẹ pé tó bá tún sọ̀rọ̀ nípa olóyè ẹ. And let me say this to Frank Bello. I know you're watching me. I saw your comment saying I fought with Mayegun. I didn't fight Rofo fight with Mayegun. I called him out because a bomb bastard. I saw your comment. And I've archived it as well. I didn't fight Rofo. It was what is meant to be. Let's move because of the time. Mokibubu Akpapi Sunday. Mokibubu Yangbalagba. Ní sync pẹ̀lú Nigeria. Not just by our word, but àwọn onílẹ̀ sọ pé no, àwa kọ́ la máa sync pẹ̀lú Nigeria. Gbogbo àwọn tó máa sync pẹ̀lú Nigeria, òun làwọn tó bá ti dalẹ̀ Nigeria, tó dalẹ̀ ìran Yorùbá, àwọn ló máa sync pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Mysterious death. Don't feel too bad for them, especially those that think that they're controlling the narratives of the one Nigeria today. And there are many of them in different sectors. They can hear the cry of the masses to Yoruba Yoruba to start with. But they are thinking that we cannot control them, we cannot hold them. They have the money, they have the wealth, they have everything. But Ọlọ́run tí gbogbo wa ń pè, regardless of which one, like I always say, Mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta lèmi, because that is where my faith is. You can pick one out of the three. Nobody's holding you. Please don't let us ever condemn any religion that is practiced in Yoruba land, be it Christian or Muslim, because that is not what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the sake of our true identity, that these British think that they are smart. So if ẹ káwa máa lọ sí Senate America pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá àgbàlagbà kan ká máa lọ sọ fún wọn pé Nàìjíríà a fẹ́ pín Nàìjíríà, that's what you want some of us to go and do. But in tó lágbára ju àwọn gan lọ á fara wọn gbogbo ẹni tó bá wà behind pé kíran Yorùbá máa pín kó mú lára Nàìjíríà. We might not have the power of what they think they have, but the gods of the land will fight. Òkúta máa dìde, igi máa dìde, gbogbo nǹkan máa dìde láti make sure pé ìran Yorùbá ò ní sink. Gbogbo ọ̀nà tó ń gbà pé kíran ẹ̀ kó parẹ́ kò ní parẹ́ lójú ayé wa. They are trying. Kò ní parẹ́. Kò ní parẹ́. We don't have the kind of materials to fight the government. But what will fight the government will fight itself. And nobody should feel any sentiment when the time erupts. It might not even be what is playing out right now. But one thing I know is that something not too far away. Let's continue to monitor things as it plays out. But for the Yoruba people are in sync like the Titanic. One, if you are to my ban Nigeria. They want to spill blood in Nigeria. These evil monsters. They don't care how many people will die. They're not interested in that. We're dealing with evil forces, but they can't be powerful with Christ. Oh, yes. They can't. They can't be powerful with our pure, not the monster Islam that they are playing out in the evil part of the world today. Because the Yorubas, because my father was a good Muslim before he died. Very good Muslim. And that is what the Yoruba people are. And our traditions are good people. Until they stop feeding it, just like the Osun rivers, as far back as 1956, the Osun River, Osun Shogbo, has not been given exactly what they are entitled to keep us safe. How can a governor, I was reading in one of the papers, either today or yesterday, they are begging Ayedatiwa to give them a king in a location that 4 years they didn't get a king. Ewani Akeredolu kú. Kí la mọ̀ tó ṣe fáwọn irúmọlẹ̀ tó fi mẹ́mí ẹ̀ lọ. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe bí fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, especially in politicians. Kódà, that is the reason why I love some of the men of God. I've heard some of them talk about our tradition in a way that orí yẹn máa wú, because they know that it is an important institution. Ṣèyí Mákindé bayé jẹ́, wọ́n ayé títí wa wọ́n wá lọ ń bẹ́. Ẹni tí kò ní wà láyé for a very long time, gbogbo tó máa lò láyé, mo fún ní 60 years, he will be dead. Àwa lọ ń bẹ̀ fún a Yoruba thing that cannot die. La lọ ń bẹ̀ ayé tàbí wá fún. And the same goes with all the kings that should have been given the right. Ẹ̀yin ọba wa, ẹ má worry. Ẹ ṣáà fẹ́ wa, ẹ̀yin ọ̀dá wa pẹ̀lú àwọn olóṣèlú yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣì máa bára wọn sọ lórí social media. in tó máa nà yín lẹ́gbà yàtọ̀ sí pé àwọn irúnmọlẹ̀ máa nà gbogbo yín lẹ́gbà in tó máa nà yín lẹ́gbà ó ti ń play out nínú Nàìjíríà bit by bit. Àdúrà tèmi ni pé kó explode, and we can see it already. We can feel it already. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn ti fẹ́, àwọn ẹ̀mí Elédùmarè kan ti fẹ́ kó sínú wọn. It might be just one blood ló máa drop in the southwest, and that will be the end of every single one of you. You think that your security will defend you when that time comes. I've told you, bẹ́ẹ̀ wà nínú bulletproof car, àwọn tó nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọnú ẹ̀ wá save driver wá pa yín dànù, because ìkà ni gbogbo yín. Ẹ bà gbogbo institution tó ń pè ní royal institution lẹ bàjẹ́ látòkè délẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kán ní value system kankan láti support agbègbè tó gbogbo wọn control, torí ìran àwọn ẹlòmíì, torí àwọn ìran Ìgbò, torí ìran Haúsá. Ṣé àwa jẹ́gẹ́ bí Ìgbò, àwa jẹ́gẹ́ bí Haúsá? Ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá. We must first rescue ourselves before we rescue anybody in Yoruba land. Ẹ wá ń tọ́jọ́ gbogbo wa, ẹ wá rò pé a máa dákẹ́ fún yín lórí social media, a máa nà yín lẹ́gbàá. Bọ̀ nínú ilé yín, wàá pa ọmọ yín jẹ, wàá pa ẹ̀yin náà àwọn irúnmọlẹ̀, torí pé ìkà ni gbogbo yín. Ẹ lọ má ṣògùn. Gbogbo àwọn babaláwo tó ń ṣògùn fún yín kò ní jẹ́, because that's what you're good at. Ọmọ Yorùbá tó believe in that ìṣẹ̀ṣe, wọ́n ò rí owó fi ṣèṣẹ̀ṣe mọ́. Láti bẹ́ Ògún só ajá, láti fajá bọ Ògún gan kò ṣe. Àwọn èèyàn lè rówó rajá. Adìyẹ ò ṣe rà pé ká fún Ògún jẹ. Ògún fún ò ṣe rà. People have now been turned into what they are not. That is our tradition. I'm not talking about your Christianity, neither am I talking about Islam. Ẹ wá make sure pé ẹ wá refuse gbogbo bí táwọn àwọn nǹkan ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wà tá ní gbogbo ẹ̀ káàkiri. At least I visited few while I was home in 2021. It was a privilege to go to níbi tí Ògún wọlé sí. Nígbà tá tẹ̀lé bàbá wa CSI lọ síbẹ̀, I felt the energy. But many of those places were refused láti ṣètọ́jú síbẹ̀. You know why? Because wọ́n mọ̀ dájú pé àwọn kìíní yẹn wọ́n ṣì exist. So every single one of you, you will all die mysteriously. There's no doubt about it. Mama said, ikú kan ló pa ni. No, you will die mysteriously, because how can we be begging the governor láti ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ fún àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá? And I'm not talking about the politician ones, àwọn tí olóṣèlú fi síbẹ̀. I don't know much about the Aláàfin or how it's going to play out. But ẹ sọ fún Ṣèyí Mákindé pé ẹ má ṣe ẹsẹ̀ gbé pẹ̀lú Aláàfin. Ó bẹ́tà kó parí tenure. That is if Nigeria is still existing, because Nigeria is still run as it is, but there's a lot of things that is playing out in that messed up country. Don't destroy that institution before you go. We beg you. Tẹ́ ẹ bá lè àdìmọ́, ẹ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ and let them be. As I quickly wrap it up before we start appreciating every one of us that have joined this morning, let me first say thank you so much to Professor Adebanji Akintoye and many of his age mates that believes in this struggle. Yes, many people will say, action la need Koiki. I also believe so. But action kan lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bo ibi tí action yẹn lọ sí. And like my sister Shoye Koribe said yesterday, a ní láti máa sọ pé nǹkan báyìí dáwà fi ṣe. Ẹ jẹ́ káwa máa wo action yẹn ṣe ń lọ pẹ̀lú protest. But we must encourage people to come out for that protest. And like I always tell you, and I've said it before, if I see that you are truly genuine with it, we will do what needs to be done quietly. Ọmọ Yorùbá làwa náà bí. Ṣé báwọn tiwa náà wà nú ẹ̀? Akọ̀níkẹ́ni ẹ má jáde pé Yorùbá nation ló gbé yín jáde. Nàìjíríà ló gbé gbogbo wa jáde. I am still a Nigerian. I can come back and do exactly what you're doing as well. Or I can do what I can do because I'm 3,000 miles away right now. But at the appropriate time, I might get involved. I don't want us to be scared. And don't let them play divide and rule. Yes, we will rescue Yoruba people before we rescue àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù. Mo kì í ṣọmọ Igbo. And I believe mo kì í ṣọmọ Hausa. Mo dẹ̀ ṣe Fulani. So àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ rescue ara wa and protect ourselves. Àwọn ẹ̀yà kan sọ pé àwọn ò lọ. Àwọn kan náà fẹ́ lọ. Àwa ta fẹ́ lọ ẹ̀. Ṣe jókòó pẹ̀lú wa ká dialogue before it is too late. Why are you waiting until gbogbo signal ta gbé síta kó wá di pé kẹwàá máa wá distress call? We don't need that. The Yoruba can still exit Nigeria. Whether you're a liberal, conservative, àjọ máa gbé papọ̀ náà ni. Àti liberal, àti conservative, we will live together. I don't want to even be part of, I don't need to be part of the government. I just want to come and live a life so that I can get the hell out of the current situation that UK is at right now, because I will be 50 plus. Well, about 10 years from now, I'll be going into about 55, somewhere around there. So why do I still want to be in this country? And at that age, you're all tired, you're weak. So I was looking at the Ondo State Union yesterday. They had an event. I was watching my, Egbomi Ayoakinfe. All these things can still be operating in UK. We can then start moving back into our own original territory known as Yoruba land and do what needs to be done. And then we will have the same rules, better, to take care of our people, to love ourselves. Yes, we will fight. We will not agree with everything, but we will be running a country that identifies who we are, as against the fake one that was given to us in 1914, bloody, fraudulent, bigotry. Even the amalgamation was a bigotry. People will be saying, oh, people are bigotry, people are bigotry. The amalgamation itself is a bigotry, because they knew that there would not be peace láàrin àwa ẹ̀yà. So why then are we going to allow ourselves to get sick? So mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Mo júbà ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà. I have just decided to monitor things, even though I'm working back to back. Apart from yesterday, yeah, I'm almost finished. So I don't want. Oh yeah, change it, but don't make it too long, okay? I love you. Did you sleep well? So let us, understand that. Oh yes, the Russia flag. There's a lot of things playing out in Nigeria right now, but our own focus should be in the southwest. Let us feel what is happening on the other end. There's nothing we can do. If they want Russia to come and rescue them, so be it. Yoruba people have also called for Russia to come and rescue us. But I believe that there's a lot that we would have to rescue ourselves. So to just wrap it up, I love the Biafra. I don't have a problem with them. But if they come in and attack me, I would attack those individuals. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have not and I will not disagree with their government in exile. And I believe in what they're fighting for. So let us also respect each other. But don't come and use because you are Igbo, you go and listen to my Igbo. What concern me with that? Are you a bomb bastard as well? We are not the one that hold on to. And don't come and tell us, oh, Igbo is, where's Igbo? Is Igbo your father? Go and ask where is Simon Ekpa so that you can support him for his vision and mission towards your people. We're not going to go the same way, but we are all going to exit the monster country called Nigeria. And I said it. I will put out a proposal in the near future for every Igbo to be fingerprinted when we get to Yoruba land. There's no doubt about it. And that will go also to every other ethnic that wants to live with us, so that we can be able to identify who is who in the near future. Because I'm sure if you're traveling outside Nigeria today, your fingerprint has been captured anyway. So, Muki Bubu Enyowa, I am working behind the scene, following the same event as is happening in Nigeria. I'm getting a lot of feed. Some of the intelligence I've not been told to share it with you right now. I could be 3,000 miles away, but like I said, we're also getting our own intel on what is happening. Some of them are not for public consumption. The one that is for public consumption, I probably have mentioned it along the program. But let's say to Bola Tinubu, the current president of this messed up country. You spoke for 23 wasted minutes. I know that you were not meant to come out today, but at the end of the day, we understand that you are also under a true distress. That concern us. We warned you, we told you. What you can do for everybody right now, is to bring everybody together. Now, today, if possible, and start giving them the free hand to go and control their borders. You can do it. But if you think that you allow our Yoruba ká jókòó sínú Nigeria, kájọ wá sink papọ̀, àwa ò ní sink pẹ̀lú Nigeria. Ìwọ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu, ìran Yorùbá ò ní sink pẹ̀lú Nigeria. Ìwọ lè sink pẹ̀lú Nigeria, kò sí nǹkan kan tó ràn pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. O lè sink pẹ̀lú Nigeria. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń defend the nonsense Tinubu ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń defend the nonsense Tinubu. Bóhùn yìí kẹ́ defend ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Tinubu ò lè rí nǹkan kan ṣe nínú ìjọba tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Kò lè rí ṣíngbá, kò lè rí ṣe. Kò lè rí nǹkan kan ṣe. A máa fà á, kò ní dé lọ. The last option that you want to see is when tó bá gbé Jagamule lórí, tó force ẹ̀ pé kó resign. That will be a distress that will be too late. Mo kí bàbá wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ọmọ Adéyẹmọ. And the Yorubas, mo bẹ̀ wá, don't get too with the Biafrans that wants to go. Let us allow them to be. Let us allow them to operate. They are not operating in Yoruba land anyway. They want to divide us. I will not use my platform to fight the Biafrans. There's no amount of who you are as a Yoruba man or Yoruba woman. I would stick with them based on their own ethos of right to self-determination. They are not even asking me to come and form part of their government. I am not one of their media. I don't speak for them. But I'm only saying to Tinubu, Simon Ekpa has said that they will shut down a whole month of government services in the Southeast. You can say it is not going to happen. That's fine. But if you're a Yoruba living in the Southeast, for whatever reason, remember that is not your Southwest. So don't say, I am in Southeast. We are part of Nigeria. As far as the government of the Biafra in exile, they control that end, and that means there is a fight going on between them and the federal government of Nigeria. You are a Nigerian, but you're also in a territory known as the Biafra right now. You don't have to accept what I'm saying. You don't have to believe it, but there will be more tension in that region. It does not matter how tough it is, they will not sink as well. None of those in the Hausa land will sink So the destruction that we are witnessing today in the north is just what they need to free themselves from the evil Fulanis like the Ganjude that took Kano. So when people say, oh, they are burning down Kano, let them do whatever they want to do. And I'm very, very careful because I don't want you to take my words, because that is the one you will take away now. We can all see what is happening in Kano. That is Ganjude territory, a Fulani man that ruled them for over 8 years. And you are now telling the people that owns it not to fight back. I don't understand what you mean by that. Stop putting your sentiment to other people's problem. Let us deal with our own problem. The politicians that have destroyed the valuable asset of the Yorubas, those are the ones that we should talk about, and leave the North to finish the job that they've started in this protest. Since we just want to sing and dance in the Southwest to start with, Tinubu refused to listen to you. I expect you to be out on the street demanding your right, which you will not get. Eventually, we will all come together and pull it down. But for now, Muki Bubanyama Yoruba nation, I know you are underneath doing your one Nigeria as it stands right now. Nobody will stop you. Oloye have not stopped you. Babakito have not stopped you. Nigeria is still existing. And for Nigeria to go down as a Yoruba man, Yoruba woman, sons and daughters, you have every right in every Yoruba state to come out and ask for that same protest. Your governors will intimidate you with the thugs. Like I said, nobody has monopoly to violence. We don't need the blood of Yoruba people killing each other because I want to protest. Let them protest. Stop going on their ways. I am not here fighting anything with any thugs. I don't see you as thugs. I see you as good people, innocent Yoruba people, but condition lojeki crayfish bend. If truly Yoruba nation was already operating within the last years, but what if can try it? No, our governors will lay Jeguru Jera Russian playing against our Yoruba, don't have a protest. It's not needed. That is the cook, the plan of the evil people against the Yorubas. We can all speak with one voice, but it's not going to happen today because we are fighting monster and evil people. One she buruku ogun sira won, one sa oríṣiríṣi sira won kí oríṣiríṣi kó má lè ṣẹlẹ̀. If we speak with one voice, those politicians were kéré number yẹn gan. So mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Shout out to my beautiful mother and to my wives, to my children, and to my extended family that are still in Nigeria. I have them across the Yoruba land. And we love you for the dedication that you've put in to accept what I do. My in-laws, I know it's a tough one. I understand, especially those of you back home. I put out a post about MC Oluomo, and I hope he will not attack Yoruba people that wants to come out. And I repeat, he doesn't need to, because if he does, we go hard on him this time around. That is the message coming. But for now, allow the Yorubas that want to protest in Yoruba land to do so. They are not, Igbo colonial of a protest. Yes, we know that there are Igbos that are speaking good Yorubas, and they'll be on the tone. There's no doubt about it. If you're in one Nigeria, you will have to accept that. And to finish it up from the UK side, the English are already telling people like me to F word from their country. I understand we have become burden for them because I came in, I've added value to the system here. I've even given them, I brought in children, but they're not happy with it. They are now telling us to our face that we should leave this country. And I keep wondering, leave a country that your forefathers go and create a mess in that other country that you're talking about. I don't think some of them knows what is about to play out. There will be people that will fight back, but we hope that things won't go as quickly as I am thinking. I'm following what is happening in Ireland. There's a lot of mess going on there. I saw someone from Sudan in a video that was posted somewhere saying that your people destroy my country and I have every right to be here. There will be a revolt from both sides. But let us stick together. It will not be easy. We will still have those that want to destroy their character, but be rest assured that you have a strong media that can take all the bullets. But when I fire one bullet, like I did to Mayegun, it's just one. I've only given him one. I haven't given him the two, the third, the fourth. One bullet that is already shaking, and people think that Thomas, the Igbo on this platform, will come for me. I don't care, because I don't owe any Igbo any apology, because I don't know you, you don't know me. The people I know are the Yorubas, and those are Male Yoruba that go and say, Koiki, they listen to you, they listen to my ego. I don't give a toss. You better unfollow me. More anybody apart from my immediate family. I'm fighting something that my life can be taken away from me. Nobody knows you. So when I come out like that, stop saying rough fight. I came out to defend what is worth defending. And like I said, we will continue to remain who we are. And I don't have to be on the earth to witness the next day. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the day. Let's continue to pray for those outside. We know that it will not come easy. We all know that if anybody tells you it will come easy for them that are outside, it's not going to come easy. But let us just continue to appreciate them and hope that one day what we are fighting for will come quicker and slow down the sinking of this contraction, this weary country that everybody's calling Nigeria. Because even the English people, when you say you are from Nigeria, they're asking, which Nigeria? Nigeria that they don't understand. So nobody understands Nigeria. It is only Yoruba people that think that, oh, we understand Nigeria. Nobody understands Nigeria. English people with my passport of Nigeria, if I take it to the bank now, they'll be telling me which country is this, because they don't recognize it, they don't know it. So why then should I want to save a country that nobody knows about? If you have not heard about this, Igbowo will be in London, 150 dinner ticket at £100. After that 150, nobody will be able to book it. But for the rally, it's a 1 million rally that, okay, I'm trying to say if you can do that. That will be out there for every one of us. It's a Saturday. We hope that, the British weather will allow us, to not overdress. But there's a sleeve that is going for £25, similar to something like this, where you can also buy as well. Wear whatever you want to. But the most important thing is we want to showcase that. And a lot can happen before October, but October will come. There's a bus that has been prepared for our beautiful elderly mothers and fathers. It's a 72-seater bus. Oloke Onisale. So it's free. But again, we need as many people that can support. You will not pay any money to support this event into my account. There's a Fellow account that has been created for the purpose. So we need as many people to dip their hands and support. Even if you're not going to be coming, you're in America, you can do a little bit of donation and say, to support the visitation of Igbowo. From there on, we might come America, we might come closer to you, but we all know that UK is where all the problems started. So let's listen to this, then I'm going to appreciate everyone within the next 10 minutes, and then we're going to close the broadcast. I will come back if I can later on today. And if I don't, I will just be monitoring things, and be rest assured that you would also, again, Emagbagbe, if you have not paid your dues last month for the Mewa on a million, a good thing the money of you have done 120 naira. You don't have to stress too much. If you just want to do it again, it's entirely up to you. But as long as everything is on 120, you have covered the whole year. And abroad, let us continue to make that donation. It is not for me, it is not for anybody. It is for the purpose of the Yoruba nation that we are doing right now. mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o.
lọ́jọ́ kẹwàá oṣù kẹwàá sẹ́fẹ̀ gbọ́ lọ́jọ́ tó ń sọjọ́ ìbí ọmọ aládìkún lóye Sunday Adéyẹmọ májàsọ́lá àdìsá aka Ìgbòho Òòṣà nípa bí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ìfẹ́ lọ́dún àpapọ̀ Yorùbá àti gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ lábẹ́ ààrẹ wa ọmọọba Adédayọ̀ Fáládé àti igbákejì ààrẹ Mọ́kàndé Àbẹ̀bí tí ń ṣe ìrọ́kẹ̀kẹ̀ ìgbáradì níbàámu pẹ̀lú ìfẹ́ àti ẹ̀mí ìforihàn àgbékalẹ̀ àyẹ́sí ọjọ́ ìbí Ìgbòho fún tọdún yìí pẹ̀lú àkọlé Dinner with Ìgbòho. Bákan náà làwọn ọmọ gba ọba Ògbóni àgbáyé lálejò Tajudeen Ọlárẹ̀wájú Àjàlá láti wá ṣe àyẹ́sí fún olóyè Ìgbòho lọ́jọ́ náà tí ó wáyé nínú gbọ̀ngàn ńlá ní London Kensington 179-199 Holland Park Avenue London W114UL United Kingdom bẹ̀rẹ̀ látago 7 ìrọ̀lẹ́ ẹlẹ́lẹ́dago 12 òru. Bákan náà láti kí wa kú ìmúrasílẹ̀ ìwọ́de làmìlaka tẹgbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ ènìyàn tí ó wáyé nílùú ọba 1 million rally in London lọ́jọ́ 12 oṣù kẹwàá tó jẹ́ ọjọ́ kẹtàdínà pẹ̀lú Ìgbòho lẹ́yìn tọ́láyọmí Koikimedia àti kan lára rẹ̀ ó máa ṣàkóso rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ọ̀kanòjọ̀kan àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ìrọ̀rùn nípa bá a ṣe máa fi ọkọ̀ àjàgbé ńlá ní London route bus gbé àwọn àgbààgbà àti àwọn abarapá gbogbo láti BBC in Oxford títí tí ìwọ́de ó fi parí sí Paris Trafalgar Square tó bá wá di ọjọ́ kẹtàlá ọjọ́ kẹrin Dinner with Ìgbòho láwọn máa ṣàbẹ̀wò lọ sí ìlú Manchester gan fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé síwájú sí i tàbí láti dá sí ètò ìfọlọ́ndrìlì ẹ lè pè tàbí kẹ́ WhatsApp Ọláyọmí Kóìkì lórí +447-594-050-979 yàtúbí lórí +447-570-320-030 Tóyìn Ọláoyè lórí +447-896-018-764 lápapọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá àgbáyé pátápátá ní àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ìfẹ́lọ́dún àpapọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe kí ọmọ aládìgún wípé ẹ kú ọdún ẹ kú ìyèdún a sì ń ṣàmọ́dún sẹ́mi ìtayàtọ̀mọ́ Yorùbá wọ́pọ̀ ní India ló ń kéde lórúkọ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá.
Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá ní interest lórí tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn ẹ kàn sí wa àkáǹtì tí wọ́n ní ká sanwó sí fún sọ́pọ́ọ̀tì olóyè Ìgbòho let me call it out so that it's a UK account. You can just put the money in there, no matter how small, just to support, his visitation. It is Ifelodun Apapo Limited, account number 58138538, sort code 041450, sum up payment limited. So let me quickly put that out there in case you just want to, your £1, £2, but just to support the hotel has been booked already, but all these were part of, I put money out myself from my own little pocket, not a lot, just to support. I rent off 1,000 sile, and off 400 sile. I do below. So the account is Ifelodun Apapo. And this is not Igbo's you are paying. You are paying the organizing committee of this particular upcoming event. We've already made inquiry. The bus route is 72. So gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ support lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo wa. I will be mentioning your name before the broadcast goes to an end. Ifelodun Apapo. So it is an limited account number again will be 58 13 85 38. I'll call that again. Account number is 58 13 85 38. The sort code will be 041450, and the institution sum up payment limited. So that is the account details, and we expect as many of you, to put a contribution so that this particular event can be successful. That's the account number that we put out there. I'm going to pin it just for the period of limit. I have about 5 minutes. Remember to follow my platform. You will get as much information regarding the Yoruba nation. The struggle is still ongoing but we are also focusing on the ongoing protests inside Yoruba land, and nobody should tell you otherwise. We come out jade, and to ban so we come out jade. Definitely, that somebody is probably involved in something else. You know, and most of them are not very honest with the people that are struggling. So, Eje Kasari appreciate àwọn èèyàn wa ní gbogbo platform channels that ń gbọ́ wa. Adekola Sodogbon mo kí ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo kí bàbá mi Simon Adebisi. You also went further to say Tinubu Buhari Yoruba mentalities and the UK. Mo kí àwa Ọmọlára Ìyábọ̀ Àjàlá. She's a strong woman and she's always remained strong, a member of the Yoruba Nation movement and also a member of the Koikimedia team as well. Mo kí bàbá mi Ọpẹ́ Olúwani. Mo kí bàbá mi, brother mi Sikiru Adewale. I pray for more destruction which will make Nigeria quickly break up. I pray for the same thing as well. I'm sure you'll catch up with the program. Ganiolo Idini, the bad government is already changed to end Nigeria and save life. You'll be crying when you see the young innocent Nigerians that will be shot dead by this criminal bomb bastard police that are also struggling as well. Erin Jobi, I can't post it on the Twitter, Instagram rather. So you can reach out to me or can send message to me. Mo kí bàbá mi Adéwùsí Owólabí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà. I will not disrespect you all, but let me deal with these criminal politicians until they come out and say exactly what we want them to say. Then we would apologize and we will say, you know, that we were doing it because bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. So a man ní apology kankan fún ẹni olóṣèlú. Even Prophet Nasirullah cursed them. Ẹ lọ gbọ́ girl tó ń sunkún tó ń ta drink tó sọ pé kò sí bàjọ́ school kan lòun ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. A lot of videos we've all seen is very, very sad. Ganolo Ede went to say the captain of the ship must go in the water first, and that is Emir of Sokoto will follow. So we pray that Tinubu will not sink, but tó bá jẹ́ pé Tinubu will sink so that we can go. So be it. There's nothing we can do to that. That means pé he has put himself in that position. Abiola's, died for them to be enjoying what they are doing. So if Tinubu also goes so that Yoruba nation can come, so be it. Even though I would rather want him not to, but I don't have control of that. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí bàbá mi Ayọ̀túndé Ayọ̀délé orúkọ Olóyè Ìgbòho kò lè bàjẹ́ láíláí. So we stay together. And like I always say, I am not better than you in Nigeria. Some of you are very better than me. It's just that I look fresh, yes, I'm in abroad. And I've been abroad before anyone can even think about me. Because I left Nigeria, like I always say to you, 24 years ago. So don't blame me for your mystery. I am not your problem. I am only here to rescue ourselves, including myself. I want to return back home and live a better life. So don't always say, Toru wà abroad. Yes, Toru wà abroad because my mom saw the vision and took me out of Nigeria 24 years ago. I don't want you to blame your parents, but just blame the current situation right now. I don't want anybody to feel, no. I am just ordinary human like you. Yes, we might be sitting here. It might be very, no, we are just the same. If Nigeria was good, you probably lambast me, especially in any muje enyati bread, and that was baked beans. Ewa náà ni, so yẹn máa da náà ni. At least inú ilé mi mo ti ń so mo tẹ̀ jáde lánàá, màá sọ pa àwọn olórí bọ́ọ̀sì ni, màá kàn máa rìn dé mọ́lẹ̀ ni. You get that? That's just, Bàbá mi Simon Adébísí sọ pé OBJ is an agent. Most of them will probably go if they don't allow us to go. Ìkànnì méjèèjì ni, wọn ò ní wà láyé, and I'm sure oyè yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Àṣírí kọ̀kọ̀ Elédùmarè mo kí yín, mo kí gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátápátá, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin Christians, brothers and sisters, gbogbo services tó ń lọ lénìí, ẹ ṣàdúrà fún ìran Yorùbá. Very, very important. The prayer for Nigeria is gone. Pray for Yoruba land and pray pé kí àṣeyọrí kó tètè wá. Bàbá mi ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Adébáyọ̀ Kìkíọ́lá Emmanuel was your birthday a few days ago. I hope you had a great time. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating the month of August. Yoruba we can't love you less. I watched your program this morning before I started mine, even though it was a repeated program. And all our medias that are working back to back, we love you all. We appreciate you. Bàbá mi Samadebisi Mokinle Nkansi. Happy Sunday, Ìdòwú Matthew. And I guess I picked on that. Let's go to the next platform and appreciate people. I'm going to come on the YouTube because I want you to know that I saw you. It's just our Yoruba flag. It's not a country yet, but it's a country that we are fighting for so that we can become an independent away from the British created Nigeria today. So Tinubu, the sleeping, is asking Nigerians to suspend the protest. Don't listen to the druggie, okay? You can see that all is a tear, just like the one in Scotland. Get upset that I told the world that he's also into Oriokwe, bastard. Baba mi afa fọlọ́run ṣọ́yàndá, and I don't need anybody to call me on that idiot again. I will not even give you the opportunity. I don't want to be rude to anybody. Hey, Muki, gbogbo Iron Lady. Brother mi Olúwaṣeyì Fẹ́mi. Ẹni tó bá ń sọ fún pé Koiki wà labroad. Ẹ sọ fún wọn pé bọ̀ Koiki ti sá kúrò Nàìjíríà kẹ́ tó ṣe 1999 election. Èyí ni kẹ́ẹ̀ máa kọ́ bá ń sọ fún wọn. Ẹ wá ní pé Koiki ní òun fi dá wa lójú pé tí ìran Yorùbá bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ rally tí wọ́n bá òun padà bọ̀ nílé. Tí ẹ bá wá rí mi nílé, ẹ kàn mí níkò lórí screen. Come on for protest now. No, I am not coming on for the protest. My job is from the media perspective to make sure that the death of the 50 Nigerians, Tinubu will end up in the ICC, and he might probably die while he's waiting for trial. Whenever that happens, it will not be the first, it will not be the last. So don't come and say, which death? Milosevic died because he did not listen until Yugoslavia went into streams of blood. And don't feel pity for Tinubu, okay? Àwọn tó bá ń jẹ láàrẹ̀ ní kó máa feel pity. Àwọn àdéhùn láti jẹ láàrẹ̀. Ara ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti fẹ́ jẹun. Ibi tó ń pa mí nísìn, ibi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ń pa mí, wàláì. Kémi náà wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, kí n wà nínú farm mi, kó má lè yìnbọn fún mi, kí má lè rẹ̀ tó máa intimidate mi, kí CCTV mi máa wò mí láti inú phone báyìí. Ta ni wọ́n tó wà mẹ́ẹ̀? Kí n dẹ̀ pọ̀ ọlọ́pàá dẹ̀ dé in 8 minutes. Very life yẹn. Did you see the video I posted this morning in that little BM? I have a few more videos I'll share with you after the broadcast. That is the kind of life I want you all to enjoy. The way things not share enjoy, it means nothing. Don't be deceived by these bastard politicians intimidating us and telling us to save Nigeria. We will not save Nigeria. Nigeria itself sank in 1914. They revived it back after 40-something years for that failed independence. It is dead again in 2014. And nobody will revive it again, inshallah. So mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá mi Adéwálé máa láìkí filatẹ́dé ìkẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin olúkálukú ló ní skills. Some of you should be investors. Different skills. Àwa jókòó mo gbọ́ bọ̀bọ̀ kan ní Ìlọrin. Education background ẹ̀ kàn gún àkàdà káàkiri mélòó la fi sọ. So let's come to the YouTube and appreciate. We're running 2 YouTube channels. Like I said, there is no monetization on the Koikimedia, so I'm not doing this because I want to make money. I will create another YouTube in the near future that I can also be making money. Like, go. You like my leg? You see the fresh. Go. The guy has been around for a while. I went back to his Facebook. He's doing very well. And that's why I said, all these ones is just a temporary happiness. We need a true happiness in Yoruba land, okay? Not the one that you'll be happy today, then tomorrow you'll be sad because you don't have $1 equivalent $2 to feed yourself and your family. Go. Moki Aitewalore YouTube channel, the backup channel. Appreciate Yawa Fa Bimeleke again Gokodarukoyin, Moki Babami Ibrahim Oluwafemi. Prince Ayo Moki, Olusegun Adeyeye Moki, Olakunle, our special, make I not finish am, Kamaloma Wakakiri, Moki Egoni, Moki, Baba mi Gboyega Rafiu, Moki brother mi, Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa, Triple DRS, Moki Baba mi, bó ṣe ń fún wa níbí báyìí náà ló ń fún àrólé, every time I say is, I think he's done a direct debit. I won't tell you how much, but we appreciate every donation that comes to Koikimedia. It goes a long way. Look, that's what I used to feed my family. I don't get a job, so don't tell me go and look for a job. I'm not looking for any job, okay? This is the job I'm doing that pays me for now. So thank you so much to everybody. Last month, I think some people also every month. Thank you. Reinstated now. I actually share law. Thank you so much. Triple DRS. Brother, remember that Shettima said he will be in charge of security during the campaign. He said, restructure my foot. And shout out to as many of those that are pushing, for this protest. We might not agree with them, but they're doing what they're meant to do. Adeyanju, shout out to you. Very Dark Man, shout out to you. Showore, shout out to you as well. Everything that will collapse Nigeria, we must support it. No remedy. And they cannot end bad government. Everybody knows the end result. Moki, Mr. Matthew said, Benin Bronze. Yes, Benin Bronze is still in London, and they cannot give you visa to come and watch it as well. So Moki Bishop Additional, I spoke with Bishop, after the whole scenario of the Wednesday. Bishop is cool with us. Let us just leave it as it is. He's a very great man. I have met him in person, and I have a strong energy with Bishop than the energy I had with Mayegun when I visited Mayegun in Scotland. So, and Mayegun knows that. Yami Janet, when Muslim ticket was forced on APC, I perceived Tinubu would have it rough. Tinubu was forced even to have that Muslim ticket because he had no option. So, Babami Oluwasegun said, forget the gold now, let's get back to protest. Yes, you're right. That's why we're encouraging people to be out there on the street. Look, yes, I've said it. They will use tear gas. They will use this. At least for now in the Southwest, it's even quieter than what it is. Eric Joby, Julius, shout out to many of you. 71 people on the Twitter. I wish I can be seeing the names of people there, but I know they're Yoruba, they're Igbos, they're all kind. They're DSS, you stop putting fake news. You're a bomb bastard. I told you, move away from my platform. You will have high blood pressure. And let me say this, if you don't find yourself anymore on my platform, I have taken you out. Oh, you don't want contradictory? No, I don't want you to come and put your koro nonsense in my platform. Okay? I want people that agree with me. I don't want anybody that disagree with me. Yes. So, maybe some of you just write a comment. You write down your stupid comment. I say you're the right time and they remove you. I have no apology for all you bomb bastard. Then, so there are so many platforms. Look, go different. They are doing Big Brother Nigeria. Go and be watching them. Leave my platform alone. Oh, Koiki, where did you get this from? It's fake news. You're a bomb bastard. We are fighting a war. Everything goes inside it. Okay? And I'm not your usual Shewo Kimbaloye, my good friend. And I can write anything on top of anything. Oh, Koiki, where did you? What is your Yoruba nation? Oh, yeah, man, careful into my comment. Hey, I'm a Yoruba nation, Koiki, but this one, which with this one? With a fight war, you tell me when I go pull. You know, I don't know any one of you. So, sọ fún mi pé kinní kan. So mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ kí àwọn tèmi Mr. Fab, ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you so much. Oh yeah. Ó fi drag bishop ọ̀nà ẹ̀ fi bishop sílẹ̀, èèyàn mi ni bishop, àwọn èèyàn mọ́ṣẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Abijota fanu. Go. You dey look at my leg, fresh leg, London boy. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Àwọn pẹ́ London boy, jókòó sí London. Àwọn èèyàn àjọ need the service ara wa, àjókòó sí ìgbà. Ǹjẹ́ tọ̀ìtọ̀ ìjẹ́ chicken olè ìjẹ́ yìí lánàá àti màwọn tá máa jẹ láàárọ̀. Ìjẹ́ ìlànà máa ṣe gbóyè dà. Mr. Fab, okay, Stone Cold. They think we Yoruba are fools. They think we didn't have future. Let's wait. Our future is coming. Frank Dudu, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ní gbogbo Dublin, mo kí. Àròlé Odùduwà oní wàhálà. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa, ò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tèmi. Mo ti dárúkọ ta ni mo ti dárúkọ ńbẹ̀. Gbogbo yín náà ni mo kí, ẹ má worry. Ìyá mi Bólúwa ti fẹ́. Mo rí àwa Òjó. It's been a while. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní. I know they play football. I just call up coming lesser. I play football. When I was in school, I'm a defender. And in the man back, I feel dribble, but I feel break your leg. Last man. Hello, Beda, at the grammar school. If you know anybody from 95 set, go ask them. I'll be defender. Hello, come on, share it later, bad boy. My name is last man standing. I play football, but since I came to UK, no. Everything I think I play football. I don't play football. John Obatebo, Muki, Olakunle, shout out again. Idris, brother, me that. Folashade Ojo, Yeah, them man said to me that about I like one gun. I haven't seen her on the platform. I hope grandma is fine. I might have to reach out to her. I know people are coming in and out. So ẹ ká fọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ àlè yẹn sílẹ̀. Ó fẹ́ fi wá ta yín ni kò mọ̀ pé àwa gan-an á dúró dáadáa ní platform wa. Ta ló ní platform òfò? So mo kí bàbá mi ìyá mi Victoria Azeez Sakiru mo kí ẹ easy mo kí ẹ dáadáa. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o ẹ jẹ́ kí èmi náà lọ I don't want it to go too long so that ẹ kúkú mọ̀ a lè ṣe later so ká jáde later. Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà brother mi mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí adélẹ̀ lérí effort push mo gbọ́ gbogbo tí Tinubu sọ kódà mo delete video yẹn gan lórí channel mi mo jẹ́ kó dúró níbẹ̀ Tinubu mo kí ọgbọ́n ti Manchester okay mo mix pẹ̀lú ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kan tó wà ní Dublin ẹ̀yin ti Manchester gbogbo yín kẹ́ ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì o ẹ tètè book tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yín tẹ́ máa fi wá you can come for the rally if you don't want to come for the dinner you will still see Igboho in the rally so you can come for the rally Muki must be that go on your Instagram so you can come for the rally book the ticket ẹ tètè ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn ní sálẹ̀ cheap you can come on the coach come on the train and if you want to spend but there will be protocol because there's a lot of protocol that will be around, but on this day you have meet and greet with Igboho. It'll be nice to see him on the rally day, and we pray that Ọlọ́run àmújẹ ìyá wa Awoniyi Mukiyo grandma Kwarapata. This my laptop didn't work, so we were struggling with the Koikimedia Oduduwa. See, I'm gonna have to post this later there. But I was having problem with the charging port, the charger. So that's the good thing about this country, It's something that we want in Nigeria. You have me following Rachel. Thank you so much for joining. So I've ordered, a new charger. It's not too much. I just paid for it. It's about £14. But about anybody for me £14, Oti geni bi ba. Ele what send it? Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ mommy wa yẹn 3 years ago Latino laptop when I started crying and shouting for laptop. And please, má gbàgbé Àṣàkẹ́ TV show. I don't know whether she's bought a laptop now, but please let's reach out to her. Mo bẹ̀ yín ni, ẹ jẹ́ ká fún ní support, please. I was given this as well, and I've only used it for mo tẹ̀lé pé mo fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ kankan. Irú wọn nísìnyí tó bá ní laptop báyìí, you know what you can do with it? You can do a lot of job. These are machines that can go a long way, and you can't even afford a laptop. If you buy a laptop, you need internet. If you have internet, you don't have electricity, band A, band B, all these crazy things. We can't continue in this sinking, messed up ship. So I just bought this. I'm waiting for the new one. So that's why I should struggle. The backbone podcast is part of Koikimedia Oduduwa. I was using a phone, but apparently it keeps, even though I was putting on charging, but we phone kò lágbára kò lẹ́mìí kankan mọ́, so aṣáàdúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run. So ẹ support wa ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ká lè ran àwọn èèyàn náà lọ́wọ́. My PayPal account is musakalam1@yahoo.com. So let me push that out. So ẹ support wa. It doesn't matter £2, £10 if you can give me more. Look, I love to produce. Before I go, I met an English guy on Wednesday after gbogbo mayegun yẹn mo mo hot gan ni ma je yan. So I traveled somewhere and I met him. Òun ló fún mi ní information pé Metro newspaper ti máa mú yẹn every day Monday to Friday they produce 980,000 copies. We have a lot of work to do, today and in the near future of a Yoruba country. 980,000. But in the next program, I'll talk about it more. My question is, what can we do more offline to get this message quickly to the nínú rally báyìí nísìnyẹn tó bá yẹ pé ibi tí mo ní £5,000 màá kọ́ yọ 2,000 màá kó fún ìyàwó mi kó yá ẹni lọ holiday but èmi 3,000 màá send ẹ̀ sílé printing bá print gbogbo rally tó lọ yẹn máa gbúrò nínú bẹ̀ but àdúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ bá wá lè ṣe fún wa send ẹ̀ ká pín. This is the time tẹ́ ẹ ká máa pín leaflet different things, but if DK is printing 980,000 newspaper every day. That shows that narrative tobacco it travels, and we're not buying it. That means people are doing advert on it. Our non support our to be able to get the message out. Not everybody can sit down and watch it 3 hours, 15 minutes. If you can download and watch it again, please do so. One love, everybody. Moki brother, me Jaya. I'll play your audio later on. Oh, fire my egungon. I might probably not play that one. Oh, fire. Gone, seriously. Brother, me. Moki Bugwalen Consio. Ayaka relax and then take the Sunday as it is. Yoruba Nation has come to stay. So, brother, me is Musakalam, MUSAKALAM1 at yahoo.com. Ìyẹn ni fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá fẹ́ support mi lórí PayPal. Zelle, reach out to me. I will give you the details. Naira, we need Naira frequently. Mọ́mí wa kọ́mọ jí láàárọ̀ ọ ti share receipt pẹ̀lú mi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń send it. Lẹ́yìn tí mi náà bá fáwọn family mi ní méjì mẹ́ta ń bẹ̀, I send it out. Ó ní mọ́tò kan tí wọ́n bù wá pé ká lò is a pickup truck. Mo ní kó share kí la máa fi fix it. The whole total is about 316,000. It will be useful for my pickup truck yẹn táwọn èèyàn máa ń dúró sí tá a bá ń ṣe rally. Ẹni tó yá wa gan kò gbọdọ̀ gbọ́ pé so but níbi tó wà láti joy it's just in there, and I sent a message to níbi tá package sí pé kó fún mi ní kíni how we gonna fix it, because I want to get it up and running quickly. The old problem on it I'm told is 316,000 ló bọ́ sí 361,000 Omara kickstart 70k, top gasket 20, engine oil 20, heated 16, tire mẹ́rin with tire yẹn ti lọ 120,000, battery 75, clutch 20, workmanship 20. Workmanship ṣe wá cheap báyìí. Mechanic kò ní gbowó tó pọ̀, so it's been packed there, you can see it. So ẹran wa lọ́wọ́ ká lè gbé dìde padà. So ẹjọ́ ẹran wa lọ́wọ́ ká lè tàbá ti lówó lénìí màá sẹ́ndẹ̀ wá bá wa ṣe ẹran mi lọ́wọ́. Ó máa wúlò gan. Ìrìnàjò lè tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísàn. Àwọn àgbéjáde ni àwọn tó máa ṣe protest àmà ṣe protest kó mi sínú àṣẹ gbogbo. Ó yẹ yín tó ṣe ń lọ. There are a lot of things I want to do, but owó ní tó ń bá sínlé, don't ask for too much. So irú mọ́tò yìí nísìn ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé dìde tí àwa náà la ní fáwa Yorùbá Nation. Ó ti yẹ yín. So èyí tó máa ṣẹ̀ ní wọ́n máa lọ rent, it will be useful for the purpose, but only the less than 400,000 to kick it back up and running. So taba fún alówó yẹn 10 níbi 20 níbi báyìí, but make sure pé specify pé fún truck tó no fit fix so that màá lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí send owó yẹn sí wọn. We can get it up and running. Ètò bá dẹ̀ kún bẹ́ẹ̀ náà, we want to do flyers. There's a lot of things that we want to do, but again, we see how it goes. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o, mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá, àní tẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ara wa, àní bàjẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ara wa. Gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà lórí Twitter space, ẹ fọkàn yín balẹ̀, kò sí bàbá ńlá ẹnì kankan tó máa stop Yorùbá Nation. Kò sí bàbá ńlá ẹni náà. Tinubu ò lè stop ẹ̀. Ó máa di gbòs, ó máa di orí M1 ni. So kékeré ló ṣì ń rí nísìn tó ń jáde tó ń sáré ṣe press conference. If you know how to sing it, sing along with me. Shout out once again to everyone on this Sunday broadcast. I've relaxed so much, and I think I came back well relaxed. Ṣé mo relax there? After that, gbàs tá gbé fún ọmọ àlè Scotland yẹn. Gbàs. Ó pè mí níjọ́ kejì. Mo sọ fún yín náà, he called me the second day. Dumb bastard. Kò ní dá fáwọn tó bí ẹ. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi yẹn mi fa tó kí mo kí ẹ bá ń kí wọn Lagos Island. Mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà ní Ìdúmọ̀tà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe dẹ́jẹ́. Ẹ má kàn àwọn ọmọ Igbo burn anything down ní Lagos State. Ẹ má rẹ̀ káwọn Fúlàní ọmọ Hausa yẹn náà kọ́ lọ burn anything. Ẹ lọ bàbá Adébóyè, Prophet Adébóyè ní kí Sanwó-Olú lọ check gbogbo àbàwọn Fúlàní yẹn, Sẹ́ríkì yẹn, ìbọn oríṣiríṣi ló wà níbẹ̀. Tó bá jáde báyìí wá pa anybody dànù. Ẹ bá wa lọ síbẹ̀. Yorùbá Nation no going back. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa. Ẹ má worry Mr. Idris, ó kéré sí nọ́mbà yẹn gan. àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ tó wà lódògbò kó tó ṣe kò ṣe yẹn á wá jẹ́ pọ̀ ló máa ṣe yẹn sílẹ̀ akápẹ̀. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa forílẹ̀ ibi wa kàgbéga 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 falẹ̀rè ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ ká máa lépa ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Yorùbá nation no going back. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Jimmy Koya, thank you so much. Mo kí gbogbo yín àgbàlagbà o àní ṣe era wa o no going back. Happy Sunday. Bye for now. Yes. Are you finished?